of holly. Fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la. Year passes, fa la 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 la. Hail the new year, lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. We ran into a drifted bank, and there we got upside. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
The Cora Sunday Money Championship comes to an end tonight, and for one of 5 drivers, it's not only a regular payday, but the big payday. For Dale Smalley, a chance to solidify another championship in the Cora Sunday Money Series. For Michael Churchman, Nathan Sedlak, Michael Johnston, each an opportunity to dethrone the king. Who will walk away the champion? Who will walk away $125 richer? And who will go into the holidays the Cora Sunday Money champion? We will find out after 101 laps here from Talladega Superspeedway. Good evening, race fans. You are watching the Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series. It is the Barks Competition Karting Talladega 101 in the trucks, part of the Sunday Money Series here at Championship Online Racing Association. Good evening, race fans. Joe Cortez, Evan Pasoka with you in the booth. Evan, this is a race that a lot of drivers have been looking forward to. It is going to be the race for the championship, and 5 drivers still have a chance at taking away the big trophy at the end of the night.
Yeah, you were just reading me through all the scenarios here, and it's going to be a good race for sure, and no other place to kick off this season is more fitting than none other than the Talladega Super Speedway. We've been on the restrictor plate tracks before in this season. We've seen both Daytona, we've seen both Talladega, but now it's time to settle it. We got a great field of drivers, 101 laps at a track that's 2.66 miles. We're going 267 miles of racing, Joe, and with these guys needing separations of about 5 spots on the racetrack that could decide this thing, it'll be a great night out at the track.
So here's how the points shake up right now for your top 7. Dale Smalley is your leader at the top of the board. Michael Churchman is 14 points behind him, and this does include the points from the qualifying sessions during the week as well. Nathan Sedlak is 16 points behind your leader, Dale Smalley. Michael Johnson is right now 24 points. Jay Anderson is 37 points away from your leader. Travis Brown, who won the Border Wars you saw here on LSR TV earlier in the season, 44 points behind, and Everett Lane 48 points behind your leader. So here's how it all stacks up. If Dale Smalley can clear Michael Churchman by 5 positions and Nathan Sedlak by 7, then Dale retains the championship once again here at Cora. But if the big one happens, if Dale Smalley is taken out, he needs to hope that Michael Churchman, Nathan Sedlak, and Michael Johnson still fall within a variance of him, are able to catch up to him. Remember, 5 drivers still eligible to capture this championship. Dale Smalley at the top of that group, Michael Johnson, Nathan Sedlak, Michael Churchman, Nathan Sedlak, Michael Johnston, and Jay Anderson, all capable of walking away, though Jay Anderson needs the most help of the group.
And it's definitely going to shake out to be an interesting race. You mentioned if the big one would happen, you got to take a look at those opening laps. There's a lot of trucks here. Taking a look at the qualifying times right now, about 30 drivers have taken a time as we get ready to hit the grid here. So there's going to be a lot of cars there. There's not going to be a lot of places to go if we see trouble early when all these guys are grouped up. So you really got to mind your P's and Q's, try to make friends out there on the racetrack, and make it to the end.
And take a look at the qualifying order as it stands. Dallas Miracle on top of the board. He was your leader going at the beginning of the season. Dale Smalley walking away 3rd qualifying position on the table. Excellent qualifying run for Dale Smalley. Michael Churchman, the guy chasing him for points, currently in 7th after qualifying. Travis Brown, who won the Border Wars, he is in 9th. And so Nathan Sedlak rounding out the top 11. So your top competitors for the championship, all within spitting distance of each other, Evan, which means only one thing. We're going to see some very quick racing, some very heavy racing out here, and it's going to make for one very entertaining evening on LSR TV.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes down to racing, that's one thing that you have to keep in mind when you're looking for a championship. At the Cora Sunday Money Series, it's 3 races in the chase to determine our champion. Right now, race number 3 going on, obviously, at Talladega Superspeedway. Unlike in most sports where it's you versus one competitor that you need to deal with, you got to take a look at the guy up there at the top of the points. He's not only dealing with himself, Dale Smalley has to deal with 5 other competitors, points-wise, plus navigate through 30 of them on the track as well. So that's just what makes this so exciting, and anything can happen at Talladega. Your night can go from great to bad in a blink of an eye, depending on what happens in the draft.
They are rolling off for a lap. Let's go ahead and take you through the qualifying order in the Barks Competition Karting 101 in the trucks at Talladega. Dallas Miracle on the pole in the 48 machine. On the outside of him, the Auburn machine of the 07, Gary Bauer, starting 2nd.
Then you got the 69, Dale Smalley. He is starting 3rd, and starting 4th, Alan Larson in the 24.
Jay Anderson rolling off in row number 3. David Wenk in the 20 on the outside.
Here you see Michael Church by the 88 machine sitting P7 outside him in the 8th spot, the 17 of Gordon Berkey.
One of your competitors for the championship, Travis Brown in the 33, rolling off in the inside of row number 5. Daniel Miller in the 06, 10th.
Nathan Sedlak in the 35 machine going to hit the grid P11 and P12, the 45 of Gary Cleaver.
James Brown in the 00 on the inside of row number 7. Outside of him, the 67 of Ben Manning.
Got Everett Lane in the number 1 machine sitting 15th, and John Pansula in the 61, 16th.
Mr. Excitement himself, TJ Graves, starts in the inside of row number 9. Garrett Outwell on the outside.
Got Michael Johnson right there in the 78 machine, 19th starting position, the 43 of Rex Buchanan starting 20th.
Martin Porter on the inside of row number 11. Salacardi on the outside.
James Wilkins and Edward Smith, 23rd and 24th.
Row number 13 is Joel Wood on the inside. Jacob 9, the 25 on the outside.
Mark McFadden and Michael Whitlock, 27th and 28th.
Row 15 belongs to Mark Brown and Ryan Borges. Lance Mead, Carl Jones, the only 2 drivers not taking time, rounding out your field of 32 tonight. Dallas Miracle is the man to chase on the pole. He will be starting all of these trucks for 101 laps around this Talladega Superspeedway. 267 miles of racing that these trucks are going to have to navigate through. Pace car makes a hard left turn down pit road, and we're getting ready to go 101 laps for the final time in 2013 with Cora. They see the green hanky fly, and we are going. Check it. Dallas Miracle on the pole, Gary Bauer on the outside, and we are 2-line racing at Talladega Superspeedway.
Gary Bauer sitting up there in the top lane. He's going to pull down in line 3rd because Dale Smalley and Dallas Miracle have hooked up at the front of the field, and they're going to try to pull away. Now Barry Bauer's considering jumping up there with Alan Larson. Larson in the 24 machine is all by himself on that top lane down the back.
On the back of Dale Smalley's machine, I want to go fast. You cannot blame him. He's got the most to lose tonight in the championship. Riding immediately on the back bumper of Dallas Miracle. Miracle and Smalley 1st and 2nd. And Dale Smalley taking this championship defense into full effect tonight. Gary Bauer now in 3rd. Lower line now starting to be the most dominant line. Daniel Miller in the 06 machine. That's the Army Camouflage 06 machine. He's going to be the last one in that group, in that lead group, in position number 9. Behind him, Alan Larson, who you hear right here on the LSR TV, is going to drop back behind him. Alan Larson drops back all the way to position number 8, and right now single file through the field, except around positions number 3 and 4. Gary Bauer and Jay Anderson immediately under fire from teammates David Wenk and Michael Churchman.
Yeah, Wank's on the top. He's getting help from Churchman there on the outside lane. The 88 pushing the 20 on the top. They've got now side by side, and even with these guys on the inside lane, you're taking a look. You see the 07 of Bauer with help from the 18 machine of Jay Anderson side by side in the corner. Those guys have become separated though on that inside lane, so look for the 20 and the 88 to try to get around here. Coming off of turn number 4 now and through this big wide tri-oval. They're going to get back up there door to door and side by side at the line for that 3rd spot as they start to close in on the leaders.
Door to door and cheek to cheek they run. Now we're going to see the 69 trying to lead these first laps for the evening as the 48 and 69 make the tandem switch. 48 nowhere to go. He's going to drop back in line. Dale Smalley will get ahead of the 48 of Dallas Miracle, and Dallas Miracle gladly giving the position to Dale Smalley. Dale Smalley could lead his first lap of the night, pick up some bonus points for leading that lap. On the outside of him, though, David Wenk, Michael Churchman, they don't want that to happen. Churchman definitely doesn't want that to happen. He knows what could happen if that 69 machine gets the run. The 69 of Dale Smalley, he's got the run. Getting the push from the 48. Dale Smalley will not be denied as they go through the tri-oval. Score 1 for Dale Smalley. Scores some bonus points for him. He will lead lap number 3.
And good driving there by the 07 of Bauer. Bauer let Miracle in line earlier. Now we're going to go side by side as those guys switch on the top, the 20 and the 88 machine. Churchman now going to go to the lead point, and David Wenk going to cool down that engine, or rather the other way around. Churchman's going to go cool that thing down, hop up front. Now the 20 of Wenk's going to pull him behind them. Not the cleanest switch, though. They got about a truck length in between them down the back straightaway, so they work on getting grouped back up. Now it's a two tandems rather up front. At the top of the field, we went to Dale Smalley in the 69. He now has that all-important bonus point that could come down to being the deciding factor at the end of the night. Remember, you get another one if you lead the most laps too. So he's going to want to get as many points as he can over those guys that are coming up behind it. But if he sets P1, those guys literally have nothing that they can do. The 07 of Bauer is riding around in third, mimicking the line of the 48 of Miracle up in front of him. He's still waiting that the 18 of Jay Anderson try to get on his bumper now as the leaders switch, and they're going to switch too, going in 1.
So it's going to be Dallas Miracle back on top of the pole. The 69 of Dale Smalley immediately behind him. Gary Bauer in the 07 machine will get behind the 18 of Jay Anderson. Meanwhile, back in towards the latter half of this field, Michael Churchman forced to find a new dance partner. He's going to hook up with the 06 of Daniel Miller, and those two guys are going to try it. Michael Churchman, knowing what's going on out here, knowing that he's running out of time if he wants to get up front. Meanwhile, behind him, more negotiations going on as Alan Larson in the Cora machine. You hear him here on LSR TV all the time. He's now trying his luck on the Super Speedway, currently running 7th, hooked up with the 67 of Ben Manning. Now more teammates trying to hook it up together. Travis Brown in the 33, David Wenk in the 20. Wenk getting the push from the 35 of Nathan Sedlak, leaving the 33 with no one to dance with.
This field's getting real spread out. There's a secondary pack around third position, the 43 of Rex Buchanan there in 13th spot. 2 wide, all from him on back. He has help with the 00 of James Brown behind him, but we're seeing some guys come flying up the top side. That's Martin Porter on the outside lane with help from the 39 of Sal Licardi, the 1 of Everett Lane. He's trying to make that top lane work as well. So these guys a little bit back from our leaders, almost 5 seconds already still in the early going here at Talladega as the field continues to spread out, but these guys are going to go side by side off turn 4.
They say cream rises to the top, and all of your top competitors within fighting distance of your lead tandem. Dallas Miracle continues to lead. Now he's going to go ahead and make the swap with Dale Smalley once again. Door's going to open for the 18 of Jay Anderson and the 07 of Gary Bauer. They're not going to make it work this time by, but look who's now part of that group. The 88 of Churchma and the 06 of Daniel Miller. Those drivers now going to go to the high side in those Silverados. Not going to make it necessarily work on the high side. They're going to be forced to drop back and get back in line behind the 18 and 07 machines of Anderson and Gary Bauer. 2 by 2 by 2. They roll through turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, a distance away is a 20 of Wenk, the 35 of Nathan Sedlak. Those two drivers know if they can just keep it in line, they might be able to start climbing up the group. But they've got 7/10 of a second between them and the drivers in front of them, which means they need some disruption from your top 6 in order to have a chance to catch up with them.
Most exciting racing is going on around 17th spot all the way from that 20th. Again, that second group that is being led by the 43 of Rex Buchanan there in 13th spot. All on back there, they've been 2. They were just 3 wide as we saw a couple of cars try to get a tandem working on the very top lane. That did not work. They stalled out going into 1 now as they go down the back straightaway. So single file for now, but these guys, again, this is really what you consider the pack, I guess, at this point in the race. Very unusual, though, how spread out everybody has become here early in the going. Again, only 8 laps in right now at the Talladega Super Speedway, and this secondary pack is already 6 seconds off of the race leaders up front, but the battle's shaping up there because here comes the 88 of Churchman trying to do battle on the top with help from the 06 of Miller.
So back up front, the 88 and 06 machine trying to make it work on the high side. The 48 and 69 on the low side. The 6, the 06 and 88 making the tandem switch this time around. Daniel Miller will get in for the 88 of Churchma. Poor timing, I think, on that switch because they had such a good run going into the turn, hunting down Miracle and Smalley. Miracle and Smalley, the only 2 trucks to lead laps out here, but there's still plenty of driving left to do. We're not even 10 laps into it, and already things are getting heated up at the top of the pole.
Yeah, definitely. They're going for it up there. You mentioned maybe not the smoothest of switches for that duo, but nonetheless, the 88 of Churchma is now pushing the 06 of Miller, and here they come on the top through the tri-oval, so they're going to try to get around these guys on the inside lane. They're going to go around Jay Anderson and around Gary Bauer also. Those are the 07 and 18 machines, the 07 and 18 machines on the inside lane. The 06 of Miller, you see him leading up there, but our leaders right now, Miracle and Smalley, have been pushing for a while, so you got to look for them to make a switch here eventually, and that's when maybe that 06 machine could capitalize on that. But that's what the nature of Talladega is that you're really not going to have somebody be dominant and lead every single lap because of the switches that have to go on here. The 69 of Dale Smalley is going to stay on the inside lane. Now he's going to go up to get with Miracle. Now we're going to see the 06 machine of Miller assumed the lead position. So that's what can make this race for most laps led very interesting. Again, that's definitely something that the 69 of Dale Smalley is going to be looking for, trying to seal out that championship.
But again, unless they can get less than 88 of Churchma can get at least 6 positions between him and the 69 of Dale Smalley, the point of that point of laps led is going to be very moot. Now you see the 88, the 69, and 48 all run together here. The 06 gets shuffled out of the deck. The 88 now has no dancing partner, and behind him he's got a tandem that is ready to go as fast as they can. The 88 machine, now he's trying to hold on to the lead as best he can, but he's going to have to let the 69 and 48 around eventually. The 69 all over the bumper of the 88 as if those cars are being towed. Now the 69 and 48 gonna go high, leaving the 88 all by himself, no dance partner, and Dale Smalley gets the lead back. No lap led for Michael Churchma. That's gonna hurt.
That was some gamesmanship there, going with that championship. Instead of pulling up back with his partner, he wanted to stay in front of Dale Smalley to try to slow him down a little bit and let him know that he's serious about this thing and try to lead that lap. And that puts Smalley in a dangerous spot when you got 3 trucks pushing bumper to bumper, the 69 being in between those 2 guys. He could have easily gotten shot out of line. We saw a lot of beating and danging. They're all going the right direction. But nonetheless, Church was going to drop back now. He is being picked up at the moment by the driver of the number 35 machine. That is Nathan Sedlak. Sedlak was previously working in conjunction with the 20 machine of David Wink. Now as a switch in front of them, that was close. The 18 is going to come down, and Church was going to shoot out to the outside, and now we're side by side.
What was a 6-truck battle is now almost a 10-truck battle. It's the 88 and 35 trying to make a tandem switch. The 20 and 06 try to make a tandem switch. No, they're just going to switch partners entirely. Do say do. They go around, and now it's going to be a 10-truck battle, all looking for that lead position and the $50 payday that comes with it in the Sunday Money Series. Nathan Sedlak running with Daniel Miller, teammates Michael Churchman and David Wenk working together. And now it's the 67 of Ben Manning working with the 33 of Travis Brown. You got 3 of those Blue Thunder painted trucks out there all running together, all working as hard as they can. 10 trucks on the field, all with an opportunity to take away the lead from Dallas Miracle and Dale Smalley.
You see Smalley there sitting P2, taking a look on the outside out of Ford, just trying to make sure he gets some air to that motor. But here comes a huge run on the top. Look at the 35 of Nathan Sedlak with help from the driver of the 06, Daniel Miller. They're coming here on the top lane, going into turn number 1 now. If the 69 of Smalley's hot, they have no room to make that switch. You see, maybe the 40 of Miracle trying to open up a little bit of room for him to breathe, but with those guys on the top lane, there's nowhere to make that switch. So Smalley's just going to have to ride in line and stay on the 48's back bumper at Sedlak with the advantage down the back.
Sedlak has the advantage on the high side with the push of the 06 from Daniel Miller. The low line is going to be the stronger line as they continue to run. The number 48 getting pushed by the 69. They are going to have to make a switch sooner rather than later. The 69 may have to go high. The 48 may have to go high. It doesn't matter for this lap because the 48 and 69 continue their stranglehold on this race. They've led all but 1 lap here at Talladega Super Speedway. 15 laps being scored right now, 14 in, and now you see the 69 and 48 making the switch. Something we got to mention earlier in the race, Dallas Miracle in the 48 machine, he is also a chaser tonight in the Sunday Money Series, mathematically eliminated last week as a result of his finish, but still, nonetheless, he is a chaser tonight, and I guarantee you there's no better way he would like to end his chase than with a big finish here at Talladega in the Barks Competition Karting 101.
There are 2 massive groups here now formed at the Talladega Super Speedway. It's now positions 11 on back. That is that secondary group, and that is a lot of race cars there going 2 and 3 wide. But the top 10 you mentioned, we had about maybe 4 cars break away once things started to shuffle. Those guys caught up, so it's a 10-car lead pack up here now at the front of the field, as you now see. None other than the 69 machine of Dale Smalley back up to that number 1 spot. This is where you have to be careful making those switches in traffic, trying to communicate with the drivers around you and seeing, will that person check up and let you make your switch? And I mean, you got to go from there, and that's where you're going to see a lot of gamesmanship maybe from these guys that are rowing for this championship picture. But right now, this lead group is single filed out throughout the top 6 for this point, as there's trouble in the back.
Mr. Excitement himself, TJ Graves, getting in trouble early here on lap 16. We'll have to see what exactly happened to that 22 machine on the replay, but it looks like the 22 just got a little closer to the 28, ended up being forced to figure out what to do with it, ends up in the wall hard, and Mr. Excitement, gets a hit for the 31 as well. Mr. Excitement, TJ Graves, hard into the wall. He might need a reset to rescue that 22 machine.
And that's a tough break for him. He wasn't even in that spot. He just got kind of put up into the outside wall, had to hang on to it, kept it out of traffic. And then just by being in the wrong place at the wrong time, one car just happens to get loose and gets right where he was. And that's just bad luck for the driver of the number 22 machine, TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement, going to have to head down the pit lane and see what they can do with that race truck. Meanwhile, the top 10 now are single file Gen 6 racing, you could say, as Dallas Miracle now going to the point. Dale Smalley sitting P2, pushing on his back bumper. It takes a lot of patience to do 101 laps around the Talladega Superspeedway when you have to really be up on the wheel. You say that these guys can get in line and ride, and that's pretty much what they're doing at this point. They're trying to knock off some laps, but at the same time, you really can't lose your concentration when you're pushing because these cars are just so sensitive as they work their way around lap traffic. And now caution on the racetrack.
Big wreck in the back here to bring out the caution flag. The 78 of Michael Johnson spinning around, flipping over, and in front of him, the 39 machine getting involved. The 79 getting backed up. Major incident in the turn, and that will bring out your first caution flag of the evening. I'm not exactly sure where it started. Actually, it's going to start around the 3 machine. The 3 and 39 get together, and that causes a major incident, collecting at least one of your chasers, still mathematically in it, the 79 of Michael Johnson.
And that all started with the 39 of Salicardi. Cardi on the back bumper is the number 3 machine of James Wilkins. Wilkins maybe trying to avoid a car that was up on the lane, or up on the top lane rather, that might have been slightly slower than them. So they both went to the inside, but then Accardi found himself inside of the 3, which was going to force it to go about 4 wide into the corner, and Accardi just caught the left rear quarter panel of the 3 machine of James Wilkins, and that sent those cars around to into the cars on the inside lane, collecting the 79 machine of Joel Wood, the 32 of Ryan Borges getting a piece of that as well. Some guys went right through the middle of that, but the 1 machine up into the outside wall as well. The 78 collected it as well, and big one, number 1, you could say, coming out here at the Talladega Superspeedway has trouble finding these guys relatively early on in the going to this point in the race. But how about the 90 machine of Mark McFadden getting through that? I'm taking a look at his onboard, and he slipped right through that thing. Great job of driving.
Great job of driving that, and great job of making it work for him. The 78 of Michael Johnson, now heavy smoke billowing out of that truck, crab walking something fierce down pit road. Good news for him is he does get a reset on that 78 machine. Bad news is if he uses it now, he may not have enough to get through the rest of the race. Michael Johnson, one of your chasers who is still eligible to win this thing, came in 24 points behind your leader, Dale Smalley. He's going to get a reset as everybody else now down on pit road, looking for service from their crew. The 48 down in his pit box. The 07 in, the 69 in. 69 going to take tires this time. So will the 48, so will the 07. All of your top leaders at least taking 2 outside tires before they drop down and away. The number 88 of Michael Churchman, hard stop for him. He's going to be the slowest one out of that lead group.
Jay Anderson may have beaten race leader off pit road, and it looks like Nathan Sedlak and Gary Bauer back there in the pack taking a fuel-only stop for Sedlak in the 35 machine, as opposed to the 4-tire strategy that we've seen some of these other guys take there. Most of the leaders took 4 tires. The 07 machine of Gary Bauer, who led off pit lane, he took 2 tires, so the top 2 on the racetrack. Varying strategy, everybody else behind them with 4 fresh Goodyear tires under their trucks.
Rex Buchanan currently being scored your leader in the 43 machine. He might be on a completely different schedule to come down pit road than everybody else is, but Rex Buchanan at least taking the time to come out and pick up some points. Regardless of whether he'll need them or not, it's always good to get TV time for the sponsors. Rex Buchanan currently scored as your leader. Gordon Berkey, one of the primary sponsors here in the Cora series. He's going to be in second, Gary Cleaver third, and then the guys that came down pit road, Gary Bauer, Nathan Sedlak, your top 5, Jay Anderson, Dallas Miracle, Travis Brown, Daniel Miller, Ben Manning, rounding out your top 10, and then Dale Smalley in the 69 machine currently being scored outside the top 10 in 11th. Michael Churchma is 13th, so this could change everything. Remember what we said in the beginning of the broadcast, Matt? In order to win the championship, Nathan Sedlak would have to finish 7 positions ahead of both Michael Smalley and Dave Smalley and Michael Churchma to win the championship. He's sitting about 6 positions ahead, and he would need that extra position for a little bit of security in order to walk away with it. Nathan Sedlak in great position, but I wouldn't count out Dale Smalley just yet.
You see the 43 machine of Rex Buchanan down on the pit lane, Gordon Berkey and Kerry Cleaver as well. So as things cycle through, you're going to see those guys up at the front of the field. You can never count Dale Smalley out. However, he's going to find himself a little bit back more in traffic. Now, when you talk about a restrictor plate racetrack, one thing that always comes to mind is the big one. Who's going to be in it? What happens? We saw a pretty big wreck there. If anyone's going to be able to avoid it, it's going to be these guys. I don't really think it's going to be a mistake that somebody makes. Again, Dale Smalley can do his race. He can lead every lap. He can do whatever he needs in the 69 machine, but at the end of the day, this is motorsports racing, and there can be anything that takes you out of this. So we really can't call this deal till we get down to the last few laps, because you could easily lose this by something that is no fault of your own, and that's what Dale Smalley's going to know in the back of the head. But he's been in this situation before. He's looking for his 3rd straight championship here tonight. You see that big trophy on the flatbed of his number 69 machine, so he's used to this pressure. He knows he just needs to go out there, do his thing. At the end of the night, he'll walk away with that championship.
Laura, let's see if we can get a picture of that hood. Dale Smalley channeling a little bit of a Talladega Nights, doing the Ricky Bobby hood out there with the big Cougar in front. I think Dale Smalley might have to be a little confident about his opportunities tonight, but he also has multiple championships in the Sunday Money Series. He's gotten that $125 check addressed to him time and time again, and tonight he's looking to get another big payment of $125, and if he wins, that'd be another $50 for him. $175 total for Dale Smalley if he can walk away with a win.
That would definitely be a great way to cap off the season. You go into the season finale and ending in victory lane, and they'll just bring you the championship trophy there. They'll move the whole championship stage over there too, or they'll bring you out instead of having 2. So that would definitely be a great way to cap it off for Dale Smalley for sure. You got to take a look. He's had a fairly successful season, just like he has pretty much every year, walking away with 2 wins this season. He won earlier in the All-Star race at Daytona, and he also won in the trucks at Atlanta as well. So he's pretty good on these speedways.
I would say he's very good in speedways, even better in the trucks. He knows how to make these trucks work for him, and he knows how to get around the track in these very, very quick trucks. When we go back to racing, we'll have 80 laps to go on the field as you start seeing the wave arounds happen. This time around, pace car lights should go off. This time, there they go. And now the running order will be as follows. Gary Bauer in front, Nathan Sedlak second, Jay Anderson, Dallas Miracle, row behind them. Row number 3, Travis Brown, Daniel Miller, Dale Smalley, by virtue of stops and other stuff, will jump into the position ahead of him. Ben Manning, David Wenck, Garrett Atwell, all within the top 10. Michael Churchma also in that group as well. Nathan Sedlak in a great position. Now he's hoping that something happens that puts Dale Smalley not out of the race, but very, very, very towards the back. So, you never want something bad to happen to a driver, but I don't think Nathan Sedlak would be incredibly sad if Dale Smalley had to use one of the resets as a result of the restart or an incident, behind him.
And definitely race control going over final instructions as they try to figure out where everybody needs to be on this restart here. So there's a slight chance that maybe the caution would be delayed as some drivers still trying to figure out the positions that they need to be in. But race officials just letting everybody know what's going on here. We're going to come back to the green flag to take lap number 23 of 101 here at the Talladega Super Speedway. So approaching the quarterway mark, 1 caution so far to this point. You got to take a look at the weather for tonight's race. Overcast, 65 degrees Fahrenheit, no wind at all, and relative humidity of 10%. So no sun shining down, but there's not going to be a lot of wind blowing these drivers around as we work our way out of turn number 4. We're going to be looking for the green.
Evan, this might be the most ideal conditions to race these trucks at Talladega Super Speedway. No wind, no humidity, low temperature, and overcast skies. It means they can run these things as hard as they want and worry less about blowing up.
Do you think someone planned that?
What, you think someone planned it?
I don't know. It seems very convenient for this championship race.
A little bit. First racing Ford Mustang base car makes his hard left turn down pit road. Now Gary Bauer and Nathan Sedlak waiting to see green. And as soon as they do, boom, there goes the hammer. And Gary Bauer now in control of the race, getting the push from Jay Anderson. Dallas Miracle on the bumper of the 18 machine of Jay Anderson, giving him the push. And then there's Nathan Sedlak trying to get some help from the 33 of Travis Brown. Both those drivers still mathematically in competition for the championship tonight. So you know those two drivers are going to be eager to get up front and start leading some laps, while Dale Smalley has to climb the salmon ladder up through the group.
Yeah, those three cars on the inside lane coming to that restart got by those cars on the top, so positions first, third, and fifth got around second, fourth, and sixth there on the green flag, and that's because really these guys can go, the race leader can go from when the pace car hits pit lane till the drop of the green flag. Now, if you're at another track and you're the leader, you may want to get up and going. Talladega, that's not the smartest idea to leave the pack because you'll get freight trained about by the time you get to turn 3 and coming off of 4. So we saw race leader leave a little bit earlier than the green flag. Gary Bauer, maybe he was communicating with those guys behind him because they got a great jump, and that's why they're sitting up front right now as Jay Anderson has a little bit of a wheel to the outside lane, but single file in this top group for now. And again, very quickly spreading out at Talladega.
07 and 18 now in front of this group. Behind them, the 48 and 35 now starting to work together. The 33 of Travis Brown not having a friend to work with just yet. As you see, the top 4 starting to break away from the rest of the field. The 33 not going to get a friend as the 06 of Daniel Miller has the 69 of Dale Smalley immediately behind him. Now there's 7 trucks on that lead group, but only 6. There's only 3 pairings, as only 6 of them will get together. As a result, the 48 of Dallas Miracle, now he looks like he's going to draft back a little bit. I think he's trying to wait to hook up with the 69 of Dale Smalley. Those two drivers have been so dominant all night. That's exactly what's happening. The 48 of Miracle going back to his teammate, the 69 of Smalley. And now Smalley, Miracle, both those drivers driving hard through the turn. And they're going to hook up once again, leaving the 06 of Daniel Miller without a dance partner.
Up front, side by side in turn 3, the 35 of Nathan Sedlak trying to get something going. He has help from the 33 of Brown. Brown with a little bit of a wiggle on the back bumper, going through 3 and 4, and now off of turn number 4 now. The advantage is to the 07 of Bauer, but here comes Sedlak on the top lane. If this was it would be a photo finish coming to the stripe, and this time by advantage is going to belong to the 35 machine of Nathan Sedlak. No, Bauer gets him barely, but they're side by side up front here. Still 2 tandems going for that lead. You see the inside line there. They're going to prevail on corner entry. So Sedlak and the 33 machine of Brown really need to try to capitalize off the corner. Can't get it done, and they're thinking about pulling in line. Looks like they're going to entertain that middle groove in the 3.
Meanwhile, back in the middle of the pack, the 88 of Michael Churchma. He is on the apron right now. His engine went out. The 88 of Michael Churchma's engine is gone. He's going to have to come down pit road. Now more trouble on the track.
The 33 of Travis Brown with a big wiggle as they were trying to sort their way in line. The 35 machine moved in. That was Sedlak nearly made contact with the driver of the 18 Anderson. 33 machine kind of got stacked up with that. He went down to the apron. Evasive maneuvers by the 06 of Miller, but they're all pointed the right direction for now. However, the loser in all of that is going to be Travis Brown, now finding himself in 11th spot.
Michael Churchma, the big story though, the 88 machine loses his engine on the tri-oval and going into the backstretch. He's going to need a tow to get back into pit road and get that reset taken care of. In front of him, however, almost some big trouble as the 69 pushes the 35 and 06 down. Now the 18 getting a big wiggle. Jay Anderson now getting caught up by the 35 of Nathan Sedlak and the 06 of Daniel E. Miller. The 07 of Gary Bauer continues to lead this race as the 48 of Dallas Miracle and the 69 machine of Dale Smalley just kind of watching everything happen, figuring out where they want to go and when they want to make their move. They're going to go ahead and go high. The 06 machine still left out to dry. Now the 48 and 69 have some friends in the form of the 4 machine of Garrett Atwell. The 61 machine also up there as well. That's John Pansula, and we are now pack racing for the lead.
That was the worst place for the 88 to lose his engine. He had to take that tow, and he's going to be on pit lane for a couple minutes. Michael Johnson having some issues. He is now a lap down, so you got to look at Nathan Sedlak. He's up here at the front of the pack, and Jay Anderson So they're starting to fall here as far as competitor-wise for Dale Smalley goes. Still a long way to go. Still some wave arounds, lucky dogs, and everything. This thing's far from over. But right now, Dale Smalley clearly with the upper hand as the two guys that are in front of him on the racetrack have a lot more ground to make up than Churchman did. However, Nathan Sedlak in the 35 is doing what he needs to do, and he's going to make this thing close if it were to finish now. But you mentioned pack racing up at the front of the pack. 48 Dallas Miracle sitting P1 to 69 of Dale Smalley sitting in the second spot. Then Gary Bauer, he may be stuck with a drafting partner here unless the 18 of Anderson is going to hook up with him as they kind of stack up on the inside lane behind them. He's going to entertain the outside. Gary Bauer's just looking in the rearview mirror trying to find some help.
Michael Churchman back on track after getting the reset, but not before he's 2 laps down. He'll be 3 laps down by the time he gets back up to speed with your leaders. Up front, the 48 of Miracle, the 69 of Smalley continue to lead. The 07 of Gary Bauer looking for a dance partner. He will stay with the 18 of Jay Anderson. Nathan Sedlak and the 06 of Daniel Miller. Both those drivers working hard on the outside. Big pack behind him, no room for error at this point. All it takes is one messed up tandem. All it takes is one miscalculation, and you're going to go around and around and cause the big one behind you. Battle for the lead brewing as the 35 and 06 making a charge. It's going to be Nathan Sedlak getting the big move. Can he hold on, though, is a $64,000 question. They're down the super stretch now into turns 3 and 4. The 35 of Nathan Sedlak, he wants to get in front of the 06 of Daniel Miller. It ain't going to happen, though. The low line just too strong. Dale Smalley pulling the train in front of him.
And they're trying to get that to work on the top side. Sedlak was clear, but he wasn't about to leave his dancing partner in the dust. That was Daniel Miller in the 06 machine. And now Miller's going to drop to the inside lane in front of, I do believe that is the 07 of Gary Bauer. So Bauer's with him now, and now the lane's going to open up, and the 35 of Sedlak is going to find a way in line. He almost got left on the top lane. 2 cars trying to make something on the top work. That is the 20 of David Wing with some sort of company, you could say, for the driver of the 33 of Travis Brown. They're the only 2 trucks on the top lane. They're going to get hooked up here soon and try to do something, but they're going to drop to the back of this lead group, which is going to make it an uphill battle for them for sure. So single file, top 8.
Dale Smalley in control of this field. He wins the race. The championship is locked up. Michael Churchman 3 laps down. He needs some help to get back on the lead lap if he wants a challenge for the championship. Next heir apparent would be Nathan Sedlak in the 35 machine, currently running 3rd, but he needs some distance between him and the 69 of Dale Smalley. Remember, 7 positions is the magic number 8. If Dale Smalley leads the most laps, which he is looking like he might end up doing, as the 48 and 69 almost botch up their tandem switch. The 35 and 06 now have the advantage on the low line. Can they hold on, though? Can they keep that lane when they have 4 trucks on the high side? 4 trucks high, 4 trucks low, and the 35 may not be able to hold on to the lead, especially if that high side gets the draft they want. The 35 now pulling about a truck length ahead of the 48 of Dallas Miracle. The 35, the 06 side by side, now in front of that lead group, and Nathan Sedlak will lead his first lap as they go through the trioval on lap 32. They'll now finishing lap 32, now scoring lap 33 as they cross the line. Nathan Sedlak, your leader.
He's going to get the points that he needs. That's going to help him for sure, as 69 to Smalley already has those points as well. Again, the most laps led bonus points are still up in the air at this point, but now that those guys have gotten to the inside lane, you can really see just how much stronger it is than the outside. This is where the outside dominates, though. Off the corner, they get to run down the hill and down this back stretch. The advantage is going to go to the 48 of Miracle in the corner. Do they get clear? Not quite. Actually, they might as they separate on the inside lane. The 06 machine of Miller off of Sedlak's back bumper, and coming out of 4, the 48 to 69 have cleared that inside lane and are going to go back to the point.
Remember, top 10 positions all get paid out here in Cora, so all these guys not only battling for points, but battling for a nice little payday. As a result, leaders continue to battle up front. Guys that have found their way into the top 10 and potentially into payday position are Garrett Atwell in the number 4 machine. Garrett Atwell, not one of your chasers out here, but he's still going to be running as hard as he can. He wants to make a little bit of money tonight. John Pensula in the 61 machine. He's a regular here at Cora. Now running position number 8 in the 61. Then behind them, Michael Whitlock in the 28, looking to stay into the top 10 as well. Make sure he can get his payday out of it. And Ryan Borges in the 32 in the top 10 for the first time tonight. Top guy gets paid $50. The last guy in the top 10 gets at least his admission fee back to the show. So $5 for 10th place, plus payday positions for the pole position. That's Dallas Miracle guaranteed a $5. Safest driver, you'll get $5 as a result of tonight's race. Still plenty of candidates for that. And the lottery draw winner, the driver in the 16th position at the start of the race and at the end of the race, will pick up $5 each.
So John Pansill in the 61 starting 16th. He already has that locked up. If he finishes in that spot, he can get twice that as well. However, he's in the top 10. He'd much rather finish there as well. Now single file again in this lead group of race cars with a 2-car breakaway up front as the 07 of Gary Bauer moves up a little bit, getting some air to the driver of the number 18 of Jay Anderson behind him, getting that engine nice and warm again at 101 laps. You guys can push, and when you back off, you cool your engine down, but every time you get back in line, you're just going to lose a little bit more time on how long you can do that, which is really why you've got to baby these engines and make sure it lasts, because 101 laps is no short dash at the Talladega Super Speedway. Very tough on these engines. We already seen championship contender Michael Churchman have trouble with his engine, and that's why he finds himself 2 laps down all by himself now, going through 3, and the pack is starting to catch on him to put him down a 3rd.
It put him down a 3rd. That could be the final nail in his coffin. He would not be eligible for the lucky dog as it goes to the highest. The driver currently scored at least 1 lap down. Currently in that position is the 78 of Michael Johnson that was involved in a heavy incident. 2 more drivers now going to join the lead group. The 33 machine, that belongs to Travis Brown, getting the push for the 67 of Ben Manning, and they are going to drive it deep through the tri-oval. The 4 machine going to give them the help on the outside as well. That's the 4 of Garrett Atwell. And now we're going to go 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. The 33 and 67, they've got to run. They will not be denied.
And the 4 of Atwell is only going to go backwards in that middle lane unless he can use that side draft to his advantage. But if they're pushing on the inside and out, he's not going to get anywhere. That inside lane isn't pushing. They're just kind of riding in a line, so the 4 is able to hang on to second. These guys are going to come down in front of him, so now it's going to become 2 wide now as the 4 still without a drafting partner, and the 2 guys in front of him are pushing over maybe some overheating trouble on the car in front of him. So the 33 of Travis Brown's his partner behind him. I believe that is Ben Manning pushing him on the top, maybe starting to get hot because they have been shoving and making up a lot of time these last few laps. Look for the 4 to maybe get in line there on the inside, and there he does.
We're going to go on the inside line, try to hook up with the 35 machine. 35 says, I already got Dan's partner. You go find your own. 69-48, they're not going anywhere. Up front, the 07 machine and the 18, Gary Bauer, Jay Anderson continue to lead, but the battle is heating up behind them, and you've got a very deep pool of drivers behind them, all looking to take away that position. The 33, the 17, or the check out 33 and the 67 on the high side, both digging real hard, and now here comes the 35 of Sedlak and the 06 of Daniel Miller. They're going to make it 7 wide as they get around the 67. 67 makes contact with the wall, and now that's going to hurt those 2 drivers as they try to get their Silverados back in line and back moving forward. It's going to be top 7 breaking away.
And definitely, and again, it comes back. They're actually still 3 wide around the 10th spot. 2 cars on the top lane. You see the 33 machine is out there and the 67 of Manning. 3 wide behind them with a handful of drivers with no dancing partners. Again, this is all going on around the 12th position. So these guys are within striking distance of getting with that lead group, but the more they run like this, the more time that they're going to lose. However, the top group right here is not necessarily running the fastest speeds that they can. Front of truck, they're averaging about 194, 195 miles an hour. That is fast, but they're not necessarily pushing. You take a look, race leaders right now are pushing, and that's how they got to open up. However, green flag pit stops underway, including championship leader Dale Smalley on the pit lane.
Planned pit stop for all of these drivers. I am got to anticipate Gary Bauer down on pit road. Jay Anderson, the 18. 48 Dallas Miracle, the 69 of Dale Smalley, all to the attention of their pit crews. They will be the only 4 trucks coming down pit road. Gary Bauer looking a little lost. He tries to find his pit stall, and it's going to be, the timer should be on the 07 machine. In front of him, the 48 pulls in, the 69 behind him, and the 18 all looking for tires and fuel in this situation. The 07 is going to be the first one off pit road, the 48 and behind him, the 69 behind him, and now we got more pit stops getting ready to brew.
Yeah, everybody varied on that. Dale Smalley, championship leader, taking no tires, fuel only, and the key to doing all that is you need to leave together so that you have drafting partners out of the pit lane, taking a look through the field to see when We will see more drivers come down the pit lane. How about up front, side by side with two sets of tandems? Now as we go through turns number 1 and 2, 67 of Ben Manning with the advantage on the top, with some assistance with the 33 of Travis Brown. Brown with a wiggle mid-corner. Now here they come back on the inside machine. Daniel Miller with the advantage.
Daniel Miller has the advantage in that Army Camouflage Chevrolet Silverado, getting the push to the 35 of Nathan Sedlak. The 67 and 33 on the outside of them, however, and Michael Churchman back up in that group, looking to get one of his 3 laps back. If he can hang on and get in front of your leaders, is he going to get the push? Maybe not, because he is 3 laps down in that group. But Michael Churchman fighting nonetheless to get position and get up there. The 06 of Daniel Miller, 35 of Nathan Sedlak, they are your leaders. And behind them, the 4 of Garrett Atwell, John Pensula in the 61 machine in the top 5 now. And there's a battle brewing behind them as the 28 of Michael Whitlock trying to hold off the 33 of Travis Brown.
How about Gary Bauer in the 07 machine? He was one of our fastest drivers. He came down in that first group of cars under the green flag to make their pit stops. Dale Smalley, Dallas Miracle, 69-48. They've been together all race long. They've hooked up, and now Gary Bauer finds himself with no drafting partner and in risk of losing his lap here in not too long. And you don't want to be out there in a long green flag run with no partner. The closest car to him that would be his drafting partner would be Carl Jones. Carl Jones, however, has company by him, so Gary Bauer could be left out to dry.
88 of Michael Churchman now in front of your leaders. He does get one of his 3 laps back. He's only 2 down now on the field. Now leading the race is the 4 of Garrett Atwell, getting the push from the 61 of John Pensula, currently being scored second behind him. The tandem of the 28 and the 32 machine. That's Ryan Borges in the 32, Michael Whitlock in the 28. They're going to hook up. And now behind them, the 33 of Travis Brown, the 67 of Ben Manning. Those are going to be your last 8 drivers in this lead group. On top, the 35 of Sedlak and the 06 of Miller. They will continue to run high. They will not be denied. Now Michael Churchman in trouble. He might get the chili dog position as they go around him. 35 and 06 way high. The 4, 61 low.
Oh, trouble.
3 wide. Trouble on the track.
Wrecking down the back straightaway. Alan Larson's in it. The 3 of James Wilkins in it. They pile in again, and caution flag is out at Talladega, and Michael Johnson is in it as well in the 78 machine. Actually coming out of turn 4 is where that trouble is as drivers continue to try to get around that thing. Yellow flag is out in the middle of green flag pit stops, and this changes everything.
The 3 almost looks like he lost a tire out there, making contact with the 24 of Alan Larson, and those 2 drivers will go spinning like a top, but none worse than the 3 of James Wilkins. Straight wall, straight down to the 24 of Alan Larson, and those 2 drivers both going to be looking for a reset when they come down pit road. Heavy damage, and for the 24 of Alan Larson, it's the reverse. It's a reverse LSR TV curse. He was in pit lane. He was in the booths for several weeks. We didn't talk to him tonight, and because we didn't talk to him, he's now damaged and going to have to get a reset. Also noteworthy is the 78 of Michael E. Johnson. He was involved in that incident as well, and he's going to be looking for, I believe, his second and final reset this time around if he elects to stay on track.
That is a mechanical failure or a blown tire for the 3 of Wilkins, because I took a look at his onboard and I looked over at that wheel, and he had that thing turn left going into the corner, and then it just stopped moving. It was all the way to the left. Thing just shot up the racetrack, hit the wall. It was still turned just as much to the left, and that's why he came back down and caught Alan Larson and went up and over, but had no brakes applied, so something was going on with that car. It just kind of rolled until it came to a stop. So trouble for the driver of the 3 of James Wilkins, obviously with simulation racing, so many factors, and something happened where he had no control of his car, and tough break for him as he's now down on the pit lane getting towed.
Pit road now a very busy place. The 20 of David Wank into attention of his crew. The 33 of Travis Brown, awkward angle, but he's still in there. The 35 now getting away in front of the 06 machine of Daniel Miller, and the lead them all off pit road is a 4 of Garrett Atwell. So Garrett Atwell gets off the fastest off pit road. The 35 Nathan Sedlak as well. Daniel Miller, David Wank, Ben Manning, your top 5 getting off pit road. Travis Brown, Ryan Borges, Mark Brown, the number 1 of Everett Lane, and the 90 of Mark McFadden should be your next 5 drivers off the track. Let's go ahead and take a actually, you know what? Before we go to commercial break, let's talk to that driver of the 24 machine, Alan Larson. Alan, we talk about the LSR curse often, where we talk to a driver, give him a big interview, and then he wrecks out the next opportunity available. We kind of had a reverse curse with you, where you've been in the booth for us for several weeks. You try going out on the track, and then you wreck out.
Yeah, it's one of them things, man. It's Talladega. That's Talladega racing, and I was just a victim of circumstance, sir.
Definitely a hard victim of circumstance. You were running very clean throughout the race so far before you pulled out of the race. Tell us about the quality of racing you had out there and how much fun it was to run with these guys.
Oh man, it was a blast out there. Everybody was running so clean, and I mean, we were having some really good 2 and 3 wide racing. I mean, we were just absolutely flying out there, and it was a good time. And I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and just got taken out. It's one of them things you have to deal with when you go to a plate track.
If that three machine of James Wilkins had not lost a tire, would the 24 have been in prime condition to end the race in victory lane?
Absolutely. That 24 truck was fast. I was just kind of biding my time. I kind of dropped back, in the middle of the, right off the start. I qualified 4th, and I dropped back into the mid-pack there just to kind of feel things out and see how things were going to work out. But I was just biding my time. I was headed back to the front.
Alan Larson, driver of the number 24 Cora Chevrolet Silverado. I trust at this point you'll be joining us in the booth for a bit?
Yep, I'm done.
Well, we're sorry about your luck, but we're always glad to have you here in the LSR TV booth.
Oh, I appreciate it, guys. You guys do an awesome job.
Alan Larson, driver of the number 24 Cora Racing Chevrolet Silverado. He is done for the night, and we will turn to him for some insights later on in this race. While they sort it out, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Pay some bills. You are watching LSR TV's live coverage of the Barks Competition Karting 101, live from Talladega Superspeedway in the Cora Sunday Money Series. Stay tuned, race fan. Back after this.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Pace car lights are off. We should be back to racing in just a few moments. It's going to be John Pansula in control of this field. Michael Whitlock second. Dale Smalley, Dallas Miracle, Gary Bauer, your top 5. Garrett Atwell, Nathan Sedlak, Daniel Miller, David Wenk, and Ben Manning rounding out your top 10. in the season-ending race here at Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series, the Barks Competition Karting 101 in the trucks from Talladega Superspeedway. Joe Cortez, Evan Pizzoco, and Alan Larson joining you in the booth for the second half of this race. And Evan, if the first half was any prelude to what we're going to see here in the second half, it should be a lot more fun racing, especially up front, where Dale Smalley looking to not only defend his championship, but defend it in a big way.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be looking to wrap that thing up here tonight as we're coming back to the green flag here to take lap 48 of 101, so that halfway point just about seconds away from us here. And then it's going to be on the downhill slope of things. We've seen 2 cautions so far. If the racing anticipates and it picks up from what we've seen so far, that number might increase, but the 69 of Dale Smalley's got to look in his mirrors and make sure it's pointed the right direction as we're coming to the green.
First racing Ford Mustang pace car off the track, and it's only a matter of time now till we see the green flag fly. John Bansula will drop the hammer, and we're back to green flag racing, but he's got some company behind him in the 69 and 48. As soon as they hook up, look for them to go back up to the front of the group, and John Bansula picking up an extra bonus point for leading the race, and now the 48 needs to figure out a way to get around the 28. Hook up with his teammate, the 69 machine of Dale Smalley. The 07 and 35 now hooked up. That's Gary Bauer and Nathan Sedlak. They're trying to challenge and see if they can't keep the 69 and 48 from working with each other any more than they have to.
Antula was thinking about going to the top, and then he decided to stay on the bottom as Dale Smalley almost committed to the inside. So it's going to be Smalley in the 07 of Gary Bauer now, as John Pantula is going to get passed by the driver of the 28. So now Michael Whitlock, the P1, that leaves the 48 machine out to dry. That's Dallas Miracle. Miracle's going to stick it to the inside. The 35 machine of Sedlak is going to make it 3 wide with his partner, the 06. And just like it was planned or something, the 48 is going to have room to get in with the 69 machine of Dale Smalley. They've been drafting all night long together.
The 48 trying to make room for the 69, holding up the 7 and company behind him. He will hold up traffic. Dallas Miracle drops low. The 69 machine of Dale Smalley now has to fight off Ben Manning and the 33 of Travis Brown to try to get in front and try to make some moves as they continue going through the group. High side now challenge for the lead. Nathan Sedlak back to position number 1 if they can get low. The 06 machine of Daniel Miller giving him the shove, and they are just running like a rocket sled on rails out there. Both trucks have clearance. They get up front. Now the 28 trying the crossover, but no one to go with him. The 35 machine of Nathan Sedlak will pick up the first position and lead. Lap 49, cross the flag, should be in the air this time around. It will be halfway when we get around one more time. Sedlak, Miller, your top 2, and a litany of drivers behind them all chomping at the bit to get back up front.
They're trying to make some stuff work there on the top side. The 67 of Ben Manning is leading that charge. He has help with the driver, the number 33. That's Travis Brown. Or they haven't really been able to keep it nice and still and get that time made up that they're looking for, and that's why those leaders having the advantage right now. Looking like the top 2 want to keep working together. That is the driver of the 35, Nathan Sedlak, now P1, and the 06 of Daniel Miller in second. They got around the 28 of Whitlock, who was leading not too long ago. Whitlock now sitting in third. It's interesting to see who has really dedicated themselves to somebody and who just gets left in these ordeals.
That's always the fun situation. You really see team dynamics come together at these tracks, at these long super speedways, especially when you have tandem racing like you do in the trucks. The 06 and 35 making the tandem switch this time around, opening up the door for the 28 of Michael Whitlock and the 61 of John Penzula. The 48 though of Dallas Miracle trying, all debating using the chrome horn to get around the 61 machine and open up the door for them to lead once again. Not going to happen. The 48 realizing discretion is a better part of valor, and the last thing you want to do is cause a big one when you still are in competitive mode here at Talladega Super Speedway. They cross the line officially halfway done with the Barks Competition Karting 101. It's going to be Michael Whitlock in front. Michael Whitlock in front. John Bansula behind him as they get ready to cross the line. There we go. It's Michael Whitlock in front. This 45 sounds like he's in trouble.
45 is going to scrape the wall, and they're going to keep on going. No harm, no foul, but not what he was looking for. He's going to lose some speed back there in this ordeal. This has been the most interesting restart that we've seen all night long, as Michael Whitlock's going to fall to the middle now, and Brown Pantula's going to stick it on the inside lane. And in a blink of an eye, those guys just flew on by, because now Daniel Miller, the 06, is back up the P1 with Nathan Sedlak in tow, and now 3 wide is the 28 machine again. There he is. He has no drafting partner. He is going to fall through the field like a brick down that middle lane. This has been the most exciting restart that we've seen all night. These guys, remember, the first one they separated. I had about 10 seconds in between them, 6 laps into it. The second time, we went back to the green flag a little bit closer. This time, nobody's really pulling away. Everybody on the lead lap within 3 seconds.
More importantly, John Pantula, the 61 machine, lost his drafting partner as well, so he's going to start falling through this field with nobody to help him get the push up front. Dallas Miracle and the 69 of Dale Smalley starting to get him run on them, and they will leave the 61 in the dust. More tandems getting ready to challenge the 61, including the 67 of Ben Manning and the 33 of Travis Brown. They will have no problems dispatching the 61 of Pansula. Behind them, the 07 of Bauer, the 28 of Whitlock, the 4 of Atwell, and now the 20 of David Wenk back in the picture one more time. Above them, the 32 machine. That is Ryan Borges getting help from the 00 of James Brown. And we are pack racing once again. Tandems everywhere as this pack starts hunting the lead with time running out.
Definitely, they don't have all the time in the world. How quickly did that 48 of Miracle fly by on the inside? Him and Smalley were hooked up, and they shot on by the 35 of Sedlak when he was performing a switch with his partner, and went right back up the P1. Now bumper to bumper back up at the front of the field now. As you see the car there sitting third, Nathan Sedlak. Remember, he is one of our championship contenders, looking to lead approximately 8 spots over Dale Smalley to get the championship. He's sitting behind him by 1 right now, so he needs this race in the second half of it to go more in his direction if he wants a chance. But again, anything can happen here still, especially with the 69 of Smalley, because this is the worst position to be in, is if you're in the middle of the 2 cars. That's an easy way to get shot out of line.
Alan Larson, our driver analyst, joining us in the booth after getting wrecked out earlier in the race. And Alan, it seems like right now you're seeing all the team dynamics that can happen come into play.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You definitely have to have your dancing partners out here. There's no doubt about that.
Well, not only do you have to have dancing partners, but it seems like everybody is being very selective about who they want to dance with. It's not just necessarily find anybody that'll get you to the front. It's find the right person. And in the case of Dallas Miracle and Dale Smalley, and even Nathan Sedlak and Daniel Miller, it's all about team dynamics as they control the top 4 positions.
Yeah, I was out there. I started 4th on the field, and I just kind of, they split me, went around on either side, and just kind of left me out to dry. I didn't have no friends out there. My partner was towards the back of the field that I was going to work with, so I had to drop back to catch him. So yeah, that's the way it works here, though. You know, you got to have somebody to work with you, or you're out to lunch.
The 07 of Gary Bauer now finding a friend in the 4 of Garrett Atwell, and they are going to get a huge run on your leaders. They are going to duck down to the line. The 4 of Garrett Atwell is going to open the door for the 07 of Gary Bauer, and now Gary Bauer in control of the field on lap 56. Time is running out. Caution on the track.
Taking a look as the caution flag is going to fly. Trouble on the racetrack. Joe Wood in the 79 machine is in the inside wall down the back straightaway. Major contact, and that's going to bring out the caution, and it looks like it happened going through the corner. Taking a look, working with his drafting partner is looking like the 88 machine was drafting with him. That is none other than Michael Churchma coming off the corner, and it looks like Joel Wood just got a little bit loose, got hit in the right rear, was sent sideways. He hung on to it, overcorrected slightly, and just got nailed by, I want to say, the that's Lance Mead rather, in the 70 machine. Hard to see the number on that car. Kind of just plowed into him, and that's going to break up the caution flag. So 3rd one tonight.
3rd caution of the evening. And Evan, I mean, I'll throw this out to both of you, Evan and Alan. 3 caution flags at Talladega Super Speedway on lap 57. Absolutely unheard of anywhere else but Cora.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really good race. Usually it's a caution-filled event, but drivers are, giving the championship contenders a lot of respect and a lot of room to race out there. So I hope it keeps up. Actually, I'd like to see it go green the rest of the way, but we'll see what happens.
Evan, this has just been an absolute, a Christmas miracle, for lack of a better term. You never see it go green for this long at Talladega.
You can hop in and race 40 laps at Talladega and easily see 7 cautions. So great job by these guys as they start to hit the pit lane, led by Gary Bauer on the 07 machine. Definitely for sure, and Alan touched on it there, that they know the championship picture. These are most of these guys race together week in and week out that are regulars here at Cora. So they know each other, they know how each other drive, and they're showing a lot of respect for each other.
Run a 40-lap carburetor cup race at Talladega and end up with 39 caution laps, right, Evan?
Exactly. The pace car will lead the most.
Pace car will not lead the most out here tonight as Quavel Gall coming down to the attention of their crew. The 07 machine taking fuel only. Gary Bauer back in front of this field. The 48 of Dallas Miracle, 2 tires for him. He's back out. Travis Brown fuel only. Nathan Sedlak fuel only. Garrett Atwell fuel only. And a lot of drivers not electing to take tires out there. Of that top 5, the only one that did was the 48 of Dallas Miracle. He's going to get out second fastest. Dale Smalley is going to get out 10th fastest. This shakes up the entire situation once again, and Dale Smalley's going to need help to get back to his drafting partner.
It'll be interesting. We've seen the 48 and the 69. That's Miracle and that's Smalley. You touched on it there. They're separated now. We've seen the 48 of Miracle drop back to get with Smalley. We've seen Smalley drop back to get with Miracle. And then 3 laps later, they're back up there at the front of the pack. And that's what happens really when you understand how your drafting partner drives. You're just so much faster than everybody else. And those guys are definitely the dominant duo. And if anybody wants Dale Smalley to not walk away with this championship, including, that's probably Nathan Sedlak in the 35 machine. Remember, he needs about 8 spots on him. He's about 6 in front of him right now. One way to keep Dale Smalley towards the back of this pack is to make sure that him and the 48 don't get together.
7 positions, assuming they both lead the same number of laps, 8 positions if Dale Smalley ends up leading the most laps out there. So right now, Nathan Sedlak, Dale Smalley have a healthy distance between them. 5 trucks between those 2 drivers, but Nathan Sedlak needs to add 3 more. He can do that if he ends up leading this race, and Dale Smalley stays around position number 10. So Nathan Sedlak, the new heir apparent to the throne, but I don't know if he has enough to dethrone the king. Alan Dale Smalley's won multiple championships here. He is your defending champion, and he is looking to do everything he can to aggressively defend the crown.
Yeah, absolutely. He's quite the racer. You know, when him and Dallas get together on these plate tracks, they just put on clinics, man. He is so good at the plate tracks.
Well, Dale Smalley, multi-time champion here at the Cora Sunday Monday Series. How many champions has he won here in the Sunday Monday Series?
Well, this is season 3, and we didn't. Let's see. So he won the first 2. So he'll be a 3-peat if he wins this one, and we won't. I mean, if he defends this one, he'll be the only champion we ever had.
Shades of Jimmy Johnson, it looks like.
Yeah, I keep kidding with him all the time that we're going to have to start calling him Jimmy, and he says, "Oh no," he says, "we can't do that."
Well, we'll have to keep in mind on what exactly happens and see how everything goes here as time runs out at Talladega Super Speedway. We're only a handful of laps before we crown a champion, and still anybody's championship to have, Evan.
But definitely, again, Talladega, 40 laps still on the board, or 42 actually at this point in the race. That is a lot of racing. That's a race inside of itself. Remember, take a look. 101 laps here for tonight's race. Again, tonight, Cora Sunday Monday Series finale is the Barks Competition Karting Talladega 101. That is still 267 miles altogether. So, I mean, this is definitely a marathon. They just crossed the halfway point, so we know that anything can still happen.
About 270 miles, if my memory serves me correctly. You're forgetting that extra 1 lap.
Exactly. So, you know, we still got a long way to go.
You might want to work on your math skills there, Evan.
I got to do that Monday through Friday, so
I'll be sure to write a note to your math teacher.
We'll talk after the show for that.
So as it stands right now, Gary Bauer will be in control of the field when we go back to green flag racing. Lights remain on. They should go off this time by. His race control giving the giving instructions to the drivers this time around. That last incident being scored as a racing incident. Nobody will get the penalty for that, so the grid will remain as it stands. Gary Bauer in command of the field. When we go back to green flag racing, Dallas Miracle, Travis Brown, Nathan Sedlak, Garrett Atwell, your top 5. David Wenk, Ben Manning, Daniel Miller, Mark Brown, Dale Smalley, your top 10. My top 15 gives Michael Whitlock, Mark McFadden, Rex Buchanan, TJ Graves, Everett Lane. Your top 15. Lights are off. Michael Johnson will get the wave around, as will Martin Porter and Michael Churchma. Salacardi getting the wave around as well. Also getting the wave around, the 18 of Jay Anderson, who was damaged in the incident as well. Heavy damage on the back end of that 18 machine. He was running strong up in the front. That incident he was involved in might have ended his run.
And that's, really not what you're looking for. Again, and that's one thing about Talladega, and again, I touched on this earlier in the show. When you're going for a championship in this kind of competition, in this kind of a sport, in racing, you're not only racing those guys. Again, you got to look at Dale Smalley. He's not going one-on-one for this. There's 4 other guys that could walk away with this, but nonetheless, again, there's 30 other trucks out there that he has to deal with as well, and some of these guys, including Allen, getting out of the race from nothing of their own doing. It's just one of the products of racing here. Lights off on the Ford First Racing Mustang pace car going down that long Talladega back straightaway. So we're going to look at the green here, and it should be interesting. I'm only expecting this restart to pick up even more from the last one, and we should see some big packs 2-3 wide.
Big packs 2-3 wide. Lots of tandem racing as we get ready to go back to green flag racing in just a few moments. Gary Bauer, Dallas Miracle on the front row, and the big question that is going to be on everybody's mind: how is the 48 and 69 dynamic going to change as they will start 8 positions away from each other, 4 rows away from each other, as Miracle will start in the front row, Dale Smalley on the outside of row number 5. You also have teammates working up there. The 33 machine of Travis Brown working with the 20 of David Wenk. The 06 machine 1 position away from the 35 machine as well. Lots of tandems to watch. I think the most exciting racing getting ready to happen here as the first racing Ford Mustang pace car coming down pit road. Talladega Superspeedway about to be the busiest place in the racing world as we get ready to go. 41 laps left in the books. Gary Bauer, Dallas Miracle pick up the lead and pick up where they left off. Green flag flies, they cross the line, and now the 0748 becoming a de facto tandem.
And good playing by them. They left this field and they're already bumper to bumper. The 07 Bauer is in the lead spot, and the 48 Miracle on his back bumper at a 2 as they still try to get sorted out behind them. The 33 of Brown on the outside with help from Nathan Sedlak. So a great job by those leaders to get together and get hooked up and try to get a little bit of a gap. Obviously, that pack is going to catch them here sooner or later, but trying to get out of this a little bit of a mess here on the restart as everybody tries to find a partner.
The 33 of Travis Brown now working with the 35 of Nathan Sedlak. They become a de facto couple as a result of the restart. The 4 and 67 now working together as a duo. The 20 of David Wenk and the 06 of Daniel Miller working together. And then there's Dale Smalley up in position number 9. I think he wants to work with the 06 machine. The 06 a little hesitant to work with him. Nope. He's going to go ahead and go with him, leaving the 20 of David Wenk with nobody to work with. The 06 and 69 now working together, and it looks that like loyalty goes only as far as who can help you get up front.
I can guarantee you, though, that if Dale Smalley gets up to the front here, don't be too surprised if you see him and the 48 go together. But the 48's not dropping back this time. Dallas Miracle is there on the inside lane, pushing race leader Gary Bauer. So it'll be interesting to see if Smalley can get up there. Remember, he's not going to be the fastest one on the track anymore because he's not with his usual partner. The 06 machine, Daniel Miller, very fast. So if the 69 pushes nice and good, they'll be able to catch these leaders. However, they're about a second back at this point, but if they stay hooked up for good, they'll be able to catch them up front. Still side by side, 2 tandems going at it for the lead in 1 and 2.
The 33 has the advantage, getting the push from the 35. Travis Brown wants the lead, not going to get it away from the 07 of Gary Bauer. Gary Bauer now has the advantage. The 48 of Dallas Miracle immediately on his back bumper. And now on the super stretch, they drag race towards the front, towards the lead. Now in that mix as well, the 06 of Daniel Miller back in the group once again. The 69 of Dale Smalley in that group as well. The 06 dumps the 69. The 4 is going to go ahead and work with the 69 of Dale Smalley. The 4 belonging to Garrett Atwell. So Garrett Atwell going to be a friend 32, Dale Smalley. Now the 06 has to figure out how he's going to hook up with the 35 again.
You know, in all of this, Nathan Sedlak in that 35, he does not want to see that 69 of Smalley start to close back in. He has to make a switch with his partner. How does this get negotiated? 35 of Sedlak back up top of the 33. Dale Smalley's going to hop down to the inside lane. Is the 4 going to get trapped now all by himself in the middle? He's going to be able to hang on to that spot now with the 35, 33 pulling behind them. But if they hook up, he's going to be left out to dry. And now you see the 4 of Garrett Atwell pull down in line. Does Smalley get back with him? Now the 4 is going to go up high. He's going to come back down, trying to figure out what's the fastest lane.
The 06 now gets a big run by himself. He doesn't need a partner. He's going to try to make the run, and the 06 of Daniel Miller, Army Strong, in that Chevrolet Silverado. He's going to make the move. Uh-oh, 73 makes contact with the 90. He's starting to check up through the field. Big save. That's going to cost the 20 machine heavy position out there. The 20 machine. He's going to be caught in the middle, checking the 28 of Michael Whitlock. 28 of Whitlock's going to get checked up with the 70, it looks like the 73 machine, and that's going to cause him to drop way back in the field behind Everett Lane in the 1 and Rex Buchanan in the 43 machine. Back up front, they battle side by side. Daniel Miller in charge of this field through the turns. Can he hold on to take a lead?
And definitely side by side through the corner, advantage to the 06 of Miller. That inside lane so much better on corner entry. The only thing that those guys on the top can do is try to get the run off and use that side draft, but they're not going to be able to get up alongside them as the 48 machine is in the front on that lead group, and it's looking like that the car behind him needs some air, needs to breathe, and that is the 07 of Bauer. Bauer now has help with 35 of Sedlak, and to no surprise, the 48 of Miracle has found Dale Smalley, and they're hooked back up on that inside lane.
The 48 and 69, the terrible twosome back in business one more time. Miracle, Smalley hooked up, but they have a big gap they need to cover. Daniel Miller now in the lead. Garrett Atwell with him as well. The 07 of Gary Bowers hooked up with a 35 of Nathan Sedlak. Now Mark McFadden looking for a payday as well. He's going to hook up with the 33 of Travis Brown. It's a 8-truck race, but behind them, they're still jockeying for position. Mark Brown in the 73 is 9th. Ryan Borges picks up position as he drafts with the 73. He'll be in 10th, and behind them, more drivers hungry, including the 20 of David Wenk, the 43 of Rex Buchanan, and the 67 of Ben Manning.
They continue to sort things out here, and they're trying to make things go, trying to get everything sorted out right now as everybody is pretty much in one large pack all the way to 19th position. Not all scrunched together, but definitely within striking distance, so if you got a good shot, you could easily pick up a couple spots and be up there in the mix not too long, and that's really what happens when you see those switches. When they switch at the front of the field, everybody in that pack kind of sucks on back up to them and creates that 2-3 wide, and things start to get spread back out, and then it goes right back to that. So that's really what got to keep you up on the wheel. You got to stay attentive. You got to be checking your mirrors, knowing what's going on. Over right now, the 48 of Miracle, he's not pushing Smalley. Smalley's starting to get left because Miracle's shoving Miller by the stripe.
Daniel Miller leads another lap at lap 68, officially 2/3 of the way done here at Talladega. 33 more laps, plus or minus 34 more laps, I should say, and we will have a champion here at Talladega Super Speedway. Daniel Miller is still getting the shove from the 48 of Miracle. I've got a feeling Miracle's only shoving him so he can separate him from any dance partner he might have. Up front, though, it's starting to backfire as here comes the 4 machine of Garrett Atwell, the 07 machine working with him as well. They go side by side into the turn, and they are going to continue to run 2 wide. The 20 and 67 machine, Ben Manning, is going to join them as well. The 4 and the 07 have the run high side. The 4 of Garrett Atwell through the tri-oval gets the big advantage. He picks up the lead, and now they're looking to switch. Caution, caution, caution on the track.
Trouble on the racetrack, and the caution flag is going to fly. The 43 of Rex Buchanan into the wall. Hard contact, and the caution flag going to fly at the Talladega Super Speedway. 2 cars getting together through the tri-oval. The 28 machine is involved. Michael Whitlock on the inside just gets chopped off. Not sure if the 43 thought he was clear. It looks like the 43 was following those cars in front of them, the 32 and the 73, and just did not even notice the 28 on the inside lane. They got together. They were turned sideways in front of the field. A great piece of driving by the driver of the number 61 machine, and that's John Pansula, to get out of the way. Everybody else goes to the top, somehow gets around it. Nonetheless, the 43 is going to get hard into the inside wall, as well as the driver of that number 28 getting a good lick on the outside as well.
So the pace car turns the emergency lights on, and we are going to see some pit stops. What should be the last round of pit stops for the likes of Dallas Miracle, Mark Brown, Ryan Borges and company. And at this point, Alan, you're the driver. Do you take 2 tires? Do you take 4 tires? Or roll the dice with fuel only?
You know, if this was Daytona, I'd say take 2 tires, but I would be willing to bet that there's going to be a bunch of them that just take fuel only.
Dallas Miracle electing to stay out this time by. All the drivers electing to stay out this time by. We may not see them come down until the last possible opportunity to do so.
Yeah, they've got their fuel strategy all worked out. I don't know if you noticed, but Dale and Dallas short pitted. They were the first ones on pit road there, mid-race, and they like to do that. They kind of work a backwards pit strategy, and normally it works out for them.
On pit road right now is the 88 of Churchma, the 43 of Rex Buchanan, Jacob 9, the 25 machine. He's out coming off pit road out of his pit stall. The 28 of Michael Whitlock's going to come down after a 4-tire stop. The 7 of Carl Jones makes it a 4-tire stop as well. And if you're in this back group, you really have nothing to lose by making it a 4-tire stop. Do the best you can, see what happens, and see where it goes. If you're in this front group, if you're Garrett Atwell and company, you can't make that same, you don't have that same option. You can't make that same choice. You've got to go in as fast as you can and get out as fast as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Or don't take anything at all. Like a lot of these other guys are staying on track. That's, it's a chess match. It really is.
So, Evan, we're getting ready to play chess here at 200 miles per hour, and it's all going to pivot around what happens on pit road. From where you're sitting, what would you do? 2 tires, 4 tires, or gas only?
You got to go on where you are in the field. You mentioned you go those guys back, maybe in the mid pack. You say maybe might as well take 4 tires. If anything, those would be the guys I think you got to be aggressive. But you got to think coming down the pit lane. If they're that far back, they could take no tires and not even make up any ground. So it really depends on where you are. But I have to think that the worst spot to be in would be the number 1 spot, because everybody else might do the opposite of you. It worked out. So I mean, you never know. Garrett Atwell could take tires, and everybody else could behind him could uncheck those at the last second, and he could get left. So I mean, you never know. It really depends on where you are and what scenario you're in. But I don't want to be making the call.
Don't want to be making the call, but guess what? A lot of drivers are going to make the call this time around. The 4 of Garrett Atwell pointing his nose towards pit road. He's going to come down pit road. The 07 stays out. The 06 stays out. The 48 of Dallas Miracle is going to go in. The 67 stays out. The 69 Dale Smalley goes in. Nathan Sedlak stays out. And so only a handful of drivers going in that take service from their crews. Garrett Atwell, who was your leader, he's going to come down this time by. The 48 of Miracle comes back down this time by. The 69 of Smalley comes down this time by. Interesting maneuvers by your lead tandem that has been dominant so strong all night tonight. The 48 taking at least 2 outside tires. The 4 is a fuel only stop. And I don't know, the 48 is going to be a 4-tire stop. Interesting maneuver by the 48 to take 4 tires, and it looks like Dale Smalley did the same exact thing.
And the championship picture is going to heat up, because you mentioned Smalley came into the pit lane to take tires. Nathan Sedlak sitting 5th did not. Remember, he needs about 8 spots over Smalley. Also, Michael Johnson and Michael Churchma, they came down the pit lane. They both had trouble tonight. Now they are both sitting 1 lap down. The only 2 cars 1 lap down. So we see another caution. One of them could get back up on this lead lap. So this thing's far from over, and it just picked right back up.
Alan Larson, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I heard race control say Michael Churchman would be your lucky dog this time around.
Yeah, I believe that is correct. So yeah, he kind of dodged a bullet there. He blew up there just not long into the race, and he blew his engine. And for him to not lose any more than a lap and get back into this thing, man, what a job.
What a job. What a crazy race we are seeing here at Talladega Superspeedway. Well, we got a moment. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break and bring you the exciting finish of the Barks Competition Karting Talladega 101, part of the Cora Sunday Money Series. It's a 07 in control of this field, but can Gary Bauer hold on for a win? Can Nathan Sedlak be the spoiler in the three-peat for Dale Smalley? We'll find out when we come back. You're watching live coverage of the Cora Sunday Money on LSR TV. Lights should be going off this time by on the first racing Ford Mustang pace car. Gary Bauer in charge of this field. Nathan Sedlak in 5th. Dale Smalley in 23rd. And Michael Churchma back on the lead lap here in the Cora Sunday Money Series live on LSR TV. Evan, we were just talking about it a moment ago. If the race were to end right this moment, if this were lap 101, Nathan Sedlak would walk away your champion and $125 richer for his efforts.
Yeah, he needs about 8 spots to Smalley. Smalley's in 23rd, Sedlak's in 5th, so he's pretty comfortable now. But again, he did not pit under the caution. They're not going to be able to make it, I don't think. Will they try to save? I took a look. Some of those guys up front, they were shutting it off. You mentioned they could be banking on a caution. Also, Michael Churchma back on the lead lap. You have Michael Johnson, the only car 1 lap down. He's another championship contender. He could get back up into this as well. And there's still about 22, 21 laps of racing to go. So this could be interesting.
Remember, when we came into tonight, Dale Smalley only had a 14-point lead on Michael Churchma and a 16-point lead on Nathan Sedlak, with 3 points between every position. Michael Churchma would have had to get 6 positions on Dale Smalley to win the race. Nathan Sedlak would need 8 positions, and right now Sedlak has more than 8 positions. But fuel is a huge concern for him. He was turning it off during the yellow flag run, and if he can't save the fuel in that, if he has to come down, his championship dreams could go up in smoke.
And with one quick incident, Smalley could be down a lap. The wave around could go to Johnson, and then Smalley could be trying to get a caution to get back on the lead lap. We don't know what's going to go on here. We still have an excess of 28 or so laps to go. I don't know what I said when I said 21. Math's not my thing, Joe. But we're off turn 4. We're looking for the green.
First racing Ford Mustang pace car will come off for what a lot of drivers are hoping won't be the last time tonight. And we're going to go back racing on lap 74, 73 in the books, less than 30 to go here at Talladega Superspeedway. Gary Bauer in charge, Nathan Sedlak in the top 5, Dale Smalley in the back, has to climb his ladder all the way up through the field. Green flag flies, and here we go racing one more time. The 06 of Daniel Miller has the advantage, and we're racing.
Check up at the back, Carl Jones with trouble on the restart. They're going to go 3 wide. Carl Jones to the top, and now the caution flag is going to be thrown by race officials. A close call there on that restart there, and miscommunication with Carl Jones. They're going to throw the caution flag, and this could fall right into those guys up front's hands as they're going to be able to save some more fuel here. Interesting call there, though, under the yellow.
Very interesting call under the yellow, and a lot of drivers very thankful to see that caution flag come out. They can put more fuel out there, and they're going to need at least two parade laps to get back out there and try to sort it out one more time. Pace car back on the track right now, and it's going to have its lights on, so you know we're going to have at least 2 laps before we're back to green flag racing.
And again, that can really directly play into the strategy of those guys up at the front of the pack. Can they save enough fuel? Again, what will happen with Smalley? And again, if this counts, this could give Michael Johnson the wave around to get on the lead lap if he's the lucky dog under this caution. So it's only picking up here at Talladega. You can't script this kind of stuff.
Carl Jones getting a end of longest line penalty as a result of that restart. So Carl Jones will fall to the very back of this field. Michael Johnson not getting the wave around anytime soon. So it looks like we're going to have at least 1.5 more laps before we're back to green flag racing. Alan, this is where we really see the drivers have to make those difficult decisions. It's moments like this that define champions, and it really defines the difference between a champion and a second place runner-up.
Yeah, definitely. You get that right. It's like I said alluded to a little while ago. It's a chess match, man, and you gotta use your pawns accordingly.
Race control saying that the restart was waved off officially, so Michael Johnson not getting his lap back that time around, and everybody stays exactly where they were. Dale Smalley did pick up some position as a result of that restart. He restarted outside the top 20 after that restart. He went up to the top, into the top 20, now in 17th. His drafting partner Dallas Miracle in 16th as they start caddy corner to each other as the lights remain on. Will they turn off this time by? It looks like they should. No, they're going to stay on for an extra lap. So let's go ahead and see if we can't talk to one of these drivers down in one of the cars.
Yeah, we're going to take a look and see what's going on as they continue to discuss this on the racetrack with what's going on. Gary Bauer in the 07 is going to assume the lead spot over Daniel Miller, as again they've officially classified it as a waved off green flag, so they're going to reset the running order to what it was before. Again, they're only going to put us under another caution flag. How about TJ Gray's Mr. Excitement having trouble earlier in the race? He's sitting 10th right now. Everett Lane is now up into the picture. Nathan Sedlak obviously up there as well. Championship contender sitting 5th. Miracle however, Dale Smalley is now 17th as opposed to back there in the 20s from last time.
Let's see if we can dial up the driver of that U.S. Army Camouflage Silverado. That's Daniel Miller driving the 06 machine. Dan's in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, I do.
Daniel, you've been running strong all night in that 06 machine. Yeah, you guys seem to have figured this track out. What's it going to take to keep that U.S. Army machine up front and maybe in victory lane?
Just trying to stay with my teammates here and hopefully keep it out front and keep Dale and Dallas back there because they're running strong right now. And it's just we've been working on our setups and we finally figured one out.
You finally figured one out, and it looks like tandem drafting has been very good to you. Is there anybody in particular you're going to be looking to tandem draft with, or at this point, is it whoever gets you up front and keeps you there?
Oh man, we got a few people here, but we're trying to get Nathan up here to win the championship, and if we can get Churchman back up here, we're gonna try to get him the championship. So it's either gonna be one of those two.
Storm Motorsports really flexing their muscle tonight, and Nathan said like your teammate, in excellent position to walk away with the championship right now. If the race ends, he would walk away with it. So what can you guys do to keep him up front and keep that magic gap, that 8-position gap between him and Dale Smalley?
I don't know if we can do anything. Just hope that they don't get up here and we keep the lead.
Dan, real quick, the $64,000 question that's on everybody's mind. You guys did not come down during that last caution flag for fuel or tires on these machines. Can you guys make it the rest of the way without going in for another pit stop?
Yeah, with this second caution here, after them calling it off, we figured we got a couple laps to go, so we should be able to make it.
And real quick, give us a shout for your U.S. Army machine. We know you're running the camouflage tonight. What's the story behind that?
I was actually talking to Colin, man, and I told him we want to do something cool, and then I got the thought of doing something with the Army stuff and supporting our troops and everything. And Colin came up with this, and gotta give a shout out to him.
Daniel Miller in the 06 machine looking to stay out of pit road and finish with a big finish tonight, currently running second. Daniel, good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you.
That's Daniel Miller, driver of the 06 U.S. Army Chevy Silverado. And guys, this is going to be the big restart. This is going to be the restart that might define the rest of this race.
This is going to be the deciding factor. Again, the first restart, or rather the drop of the initial green flag, everybody was pretty calm. It slowly picked up from there. In these last two ones, we've seen everybody driving in a big pack. There's championship contenders spread throughout the pack. There's various strategies. We can see guys run out of fuel. They think they're good. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, to say the least.
Alan, this is exactly what everybody paid their money for at the track. This is what all the Cora viewers are looking for at home. This is going to be the restart to end all restarts, and the next 20 laps will define the next champion for the Cora Sunday Money Series.
No doubt. Don't turn that dial. Don't shut this off because it's going to get interesting.
Pace car lights should go off this time around, which, according to my unofficial count, should give us about 22 laps before we crown a champion here at Talladega Super Speedway. So Dale Smalley picking up major position after the restart was waved off, so he's going to restart 17th. His teammate Dallas Miracle in the 48 will start caddy corner to him in the 16th position, but Nathan Sedlak now in the 35 machine restarting 5th. he needs a little bit of help from the guys behind him to keep Dale Smalley at least 8 positions away for safety's sake in order to solidify this championship.
And in all of this, we have to keep in mind that Dale Smalley has the tiebreaker too. So you really want to get that decided and make sure that maybe 1 or 2 more positions on Nathan Sedlak's behalf for a little bit of insurance definitely does not hurt at all. But remember, Smalley's now sitting 17th, Nathan Sedlak 5th, so that's 12 spots. He only really has 4 to play with. That could easily change in a corner, so I'm sure that Sedlak's going to want to get that 35 to P1 as we're doubled up, lights are off, and we're looking for the green this time by as we continue to sort things out down the back.
In the back super stretch, it's only a half a lap before we're back to green flag racing here in the Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series at the big finale. The Barks Karting 101 at Talladega Super Speedway, 270 miles, 101 laps around the gigantic tri-oval here at Talladega, and still anybody's race, still anything can happen. Bauer, Miller on the front row, and when the green flag flies, these two will be in control of the race. And Nathan Sedlak's 3 starts from position number 5. He's got Storm Motorsports guys all around him. The 06 in front, the 20 of David Wenck immediately in front of him, the 33 of Travis Brown beside him. He's got brothers out there to give him a hand if he needs it, and I've got a feeling he's going to need a lot of help on this restart.
Here we go, the Ford First Racing Mustang pace car up at the front of the field as we work our way into the trial. Is going to get down to the safety of pit road, and the field is in the hands of none other than the driver of the 07. That's Gary Bauer. He's going to wait on it for the green flag. They're getting to the line. He's on the loud pedal. The green flag back out at Talladega, and they're racing into 1.
Out pedal hit, lap 78 in the book, scoring lap 79. 23 laps to go before we have a champion of the 3rd season of the Sunday Money Series. Gary Bauer, Daniel Miller, David Wenck, your top 3. The 07 of Ben Manning in 4th, and now Nathan Sedlak in your top 5. Back in towards the back of the field, Dale Smalley and Dallas Miracle have hooked up once again, and now they're starting to pace through this big group in front of them. 2 wide, though, in that big group around position number 15. Mark McFadden in the back of that group with the 11 machine of Edward Smith. Edward Smith needs some drafting help, but it might not be enough as here come the 48 and 69. Those 2 drivers working as hard as they can to get up front and start taking away position.
And definitely they're going to want to start moving forward as soon as possible. The top 8 or so single file, a good side-by-side battle is led by the 61 of John Pansula. He has help for the 25 of Jacob Valley. On the outside, it's the 18 of Jay Anderson and the 4 machine of Garrett Atwell. They're going to go side-by-side. This is all around that 10th spot going through 1 and 2. You see the inside lane there have the advantage coming off the corner. So advantage is to Pansula and the 25 of 9 down the back. But here comes the 18 of Anderson with that runoff too.
The 18 of Anderson has the big run, and he's going to look for some help from the 4 machine of Garrett Atwell. He's led some laps out here tonight, but can it be enough to hold off the 48 of Miracle and the 69 of Smalley? Remember, they took 4 brand new sticker tires on those machines. They've got 4 brand new Goodyear Wranglers underneath them, so they can burn them off as hard as they can and charge it as hard as they need to get up front here at Talladega. And it looks like they're starting to slowly but surely make their way through the field. Miracle 14th, Smalley 15th. Back up front, Nathan Sedlak caught in traffic. He's not sure who he's going to work with. Is it going to be the 67 of Ben Manning or the 32 of Ryan Borges?
Right now, it's 2 positions that separate Sedlak and Smalley that would give Sedlak the point advantage right now as he has 10 spots over him sitting in 5th, and Dale Smalley up to 15th. And Dale Smalley and Dallas Miracle are working around some more cars, so Nathan Sedlak is going to want to start moving forward. They're single file up front. He needs to find a partner and get going here soon.
Nathan Sedlak still quagmired in traffic. Borges behind him, the 67 of Ben Manning in front. Meanwhile, up at the very top of the field, nobody doing a thing to jeopardize this running order. They hit the stripe again. 20 to go at this juncture. Bauer in front. Daniel Miller, the 06. The 06 blows up. Daniel Miller blows up. His engine is gone. That is going to shake up this field. The 35 now has some help. He's caught up with his teammate, the 20 of David Wenk, and that could be the advantage that Nathan Sedlak needed to get up front and start moving. The 07 loses his dance partner. Now the 20 machine will lead the way for the 35 and look for them to make the tandem switch as soon as they can to give the 35 the advantage. Nathan Sedlak should take back the lead. He's going to push the 20 of David Wenk up front, and now we have a new leader, Storm Motorsports, back in front.
Here comes Smalley and Miracle, though. Now they're in this pack here, about a second off of our race leaders here, coming off by the stripe. Taking a look at one of those updates, Nathan Sedlak second, and you've got to look for Smalley. He is 8th, so it's Smalley's championship now by 1 or 2 spots. They're continuing to try to work their way through the corner. Side by side, they're wrecking, and the caution's out.
Caution is out. They are wrecking through the field. It looks like it's going to be the 22 involved. Mr. Excitement himself, TJ Graves, caught the excitement once again. I didn't catch you on the truck that was involved in that one as well, but the 22 of Mr. Excitement is going to be involved for his second incident tonight. TJ Graves, heavy smoke pouring out of his machine. That machine is done for the night. It looks like he just got caught up with the number 1 of Everett Lane. He's nowhere to go, so he's going to try to get back on track. He gets spun out in front of everybody, and that is going to smash a 22 in the wall, and he's going to make contact. Oh, with the 88 of Michael Churchma. Churchma, when it rains, it pours, it's Storm, and Churchma, once again, the recipient of bad luck.
We saw Graves have trouble early. He was in the top 10, looked like a little bit of bumper grab. Don't see that too often anymore. Came back up, and then the transitioning from the banking to the apron and just kind of caught him. He spun it out. And this wreck again happened about 5 seconds before that secondary group came by, and the 22 just came down and just completely blindsided the 88 of Churchma and his championship hopes down the drain. Meanwhile, up front now, we see Sedlak in second, Dale Smalley in 7th. So now Dale Smalley in the 69 is your current points championship leader.
By only 2 points, though, if our math is correct. David Wenk, Nathan Sedlak, 1 and 2 respectively. Dale Smalley in 7th, Dallas Miracle in 9th. And that's not what Nathan Sedlak wanted to see. I think back, it's 5 points difference now between Nathan Sedlak and Dale Smalley. So Sedlak gonna need a little bit of backwards help if he wants to win the championship out here. Time running out. We'll come back to green flag racing around lap 87, lap 88, which would leave less than 20 laps to go, closer to about 13, 14 laps before we crown a champion. Sedlak, you know he wants to win the championship. You know he wants to be up there, but it may not be his time. He's doing everything he can, but he does need that backwards help to get Dale Smalley out of that position.
And definitely the field is still searching for 2 degrees. We have a couple more circuits around the racetrack before we get back to green flag conditions. We'll go green with somewhere in the range of maybe 13 or 12 laps to go in this thing. Remember, again, something that we have to keep in mind, Talladega Super Speedway, with the way the cautions fall, there are no green-white checkers in the iRacing service, so if a caution were to fly with about 4 laps to go, that would end the race as well. And the way now we're going to see Smalley right in the middle of this pack. If he switches with his partner, that's a spot and a point. If he gets shuffled out of lane and goes to the top and it doesn't work, there's a point too. So anything can happen here, especially when we're going to see these guys going forward in the middle of that pack.
Let's real quick talk to the 07 of Gary Bauer, currently running in 3rd on the track in the Auburn machine. Gary, it's showing the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, I do, Joe. Go ahead.
Gary, you are running 3rd. You've had a truck that's run strong all night. What's been the secret to keeping the 07 in front of this field?
Just patience and trying to hold my line as best I can and hook up with somebody that can do the same.
More importantly, you've got a teammate that's running for the championship. What can you do from your position to help Dale Smalley secure championship number 3?
I'm just waiting for him to get up here, and hopefully him and Dale can get back up here, and I'll do everything I can to help him, of course, legally and as clean as I can. I'm not going to, do anything to jeopardize the race for anybody else, but I hope he wins it.
Gary Bauer currently running 3rd. At this point, what are you thinking? Are you going to be able to make it all the way on fuel alone? And with that fuel, can you win tonight's race?
Yes, sir. I'm going to be perfect on fuel. I'm going to have about an extra gallon.
And more
yes,
important, what?
and yes, I really hope I can win this race. I think I have the truck to do it. I just have to get lucky and get hooked up with somebody here that can help me do that.
More importantly, Gary Bauer, if you win tonight's race, is Auburn going to win the national championship?
Yes, sir. Auburn's going to win that championship very easily. They'll rush for over 450 yards against the Seminoles.
Gary Bauer in the 07 Auburn University Fighting Tigers Chevrolet, currently running third, looking for a big finish tonight. Gary, good luck to you out there.
Thank you very much.
That's Gary Bauer in the 07 machine. As lights stay on the pace car, we're going to have one more pace lap around, guys, before we go back to Green Flag Racing.
Definitely the field just gets the 2 to go this last time by the stripe, so still one more until we get the white flag, and then we'll be going here again with about 12, maybe 13 laps to go under this race. That could maybe open window for one, maybe 2 more cautions depending on when they fall, but again, in those last 4 laps, there's no waiting back in the iRacing sim. If you make it to the white flag, maybe you can sit in second and then try to make a move off 4, but you don't want to say, let's ride around 4th in these last laps and then try to capitalize. With no green-white checkers, it's going to be a melee up front going for that number 1 spot there in the closing going.
Alan Larson, this is exactly what everybody wants to see at home. This is really where, again, as I keep saying, champions are made and defined here in Championship Online Racing Association's Sunday Money Series. And in this situation, it's not just about pride. There's a lot of money on the line as well.
No, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of money on the line, and that's what they show up every week for. But I want you to take a gander at who is 1 lap down and back on the field in a new truck. If a quick caution comes up, he could be right back in the thick of it again.
Michael Johnson gets the wave around that time by in the 78 machine. Remember, Michael Johnson started this race 24 points back, so if something crazy were to happen, he could get back in the mix. And then Michael Churchma burning his second reset on this field. He's only 1 lap down, so Churchma could get back in it as well. But Churchma's had a lot of tough luck tonight. He got involved in one incident that destroyed him, and then that last incident where that machine just got bent out of shape in front of him, he drilled it straight on, and that destroyed his engine, forcing him to come back down and get a reset.
Yeah, absolutely. If we get a quick caution right here, he could be right back in it, and you can go from the back to the front in a lap or 2 here. If you got a really good pusher. So he's definitely by no means out of it yet. I mean, he's still got a slim chance.
Mr. Excitement, DJ Graves, is going to be at the end of this field for being in the middle of that incident. And now we're getting ready to go back to 2-line racing in just a moment's time. Pace car lights are off. It's going to restart on lap 88, which should give us 14 laps before we crown a champion here at Talladega Super Speedway. David Wenk in front, Nathan Sedlak second. Evan, still anybody's race, and you've got all the teams now jockeying for position and jockeying to get their champion to the front and in championship form.
It's going to be interesting to see, do we see any gamesmanship here with some guys? Maybe if you see somebody that's contending against your teammate, go up and maybe slow them down or take that person's lane away. Try to do anything you can, obviously, within reason. You heard Gary Bauer say he wants to help his teammate win, but he's not going to do anything to ruin the race for anybody else. But you're definitely going to want to try to, play some strategy here and see what's going on, so it'll be fun.
Lots of strategy, lots of team dynamics. Evan, do you think we're going to see some crazy team orders, another Michael Waltrip racing incident tonight?
I don't think you can self-spin at Talladega without making it look as strange. But, I mean, you don't want to say so. You doubt it with this great group of guys. You can't count anything out. I think they'll keep it nice and clean. I think they'll just be shuffling on the racetrack, maybe a lot of blocking, which could send some people into the fence.
Every lap they're shuffling, as it's going to be a lot more shuffling happening now. The pace car is going to go to the safety of pit road. David Wenk, Nathan Sedlak, the Storm Motorsports drivers in the very front of this field. They will control this restart, and Nathan Sedlak's going to be looking for the lead. Dale Smalley 6 positions away from Nathan Sedlak. 5 points now separate Sedlak and Dale Smalley. Green flag flies, and we got trouble.
One car in the grass now on the front straightaway on that restart, going to hang on to it. The green flag going to stay out. That was Edward Smith. We're still pointed straight.
still pointed straight. Green flag still in front of this field. And now the 20 of David Wenk getting the push from the 80 is on the 35 of Nathan Sedlak. Ben Manning in the 67 involved out there as well. Check out the 07 of Gary Bauer. Now pushing the 67 of Ben Manning. And you're starting to see the tandems form around the track. And now here comes the 69 and the 48. They are working as hard as they can. And they are starting to make a big move up front, up the top.
It's definitely less than 8 spots because I bet you that Dale Smalley can see Nathan Sedlak now because he's got his drafting partner there. They go on the top and look at the speed of Dale Smalley and Dallas Miracle when they are hooked up on the top lane, this time by the stripe. The difference between Sedlak and Smalley is only 2 points, and they're going to go all the way to the front, still hooked up top.
Hooked up top, and now that point lead has even increased for Dale Smalley. Nathan Sedlak doing everything he can to hold on, but the 69 and 48 just too strong on the high side. The tailgate of the 69 machine. Let's see if we can ride inside the 48 of Dallas Miracles. You can see that tailgate of the 69 machine. It says, I want to go fast. The 69 machine doing everything he can to go fast out there. 35 ducks in line, going to get back in line, and now that points lead officially diminished for the 35 of Sedlak. They're going to be side by side when they come to the stripe. 12 laps to go. David Wenk in charge of this field, but now Dale Smalley looks like he's going to get there, and he's going to lead some laps.
Dale Smalley's leading that top charge again with help from the 48 of Miracle. They have just been so strong together all night long. They're on the top. That's not an easy thing to do, but they're keeping right there with these guys. Now the 48 machine of Miracle going to drop to the inside lane. Dale Smalley on the top. They're looking like they're probably going to try to make a switch there. There they go. 48 back up as he was starting to get hot. So this will make a little bit of a shuffle in the running order right now and give some points back to Sedlak. Probably not enough at this point, but it's not done yet, as now they're hooked back up on the top lane as the leader's trying to switch now. Sedlak's going to go to the point, but he can't get the switch solid down with his teammate, and now they're 3 wide, and it's Miracle to lead.
Dallas Miracle getting the push from the 69 of Dale Smalley and their teammate, the 07 of Gary Bauer. He's going to give him the hand up high. He's going to lose a couple positions himself, but it doesn't matter. He got his teammates up front. And now, Dallas Miracle in control of this field. Dale Smalley behind him. David Wenk in 4th. Nathan Sedlak rounding out your top 3. It'll be 10 to go when we hit the stripe again. Miracle Smalley having a big gap over about 4 truck lengths between them and Nathan Sedlak in 3rd. David Wenk 4th. And Bren Manning rounding out your top 5. Each of those drivers now doing everything they can to hold on, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Miracle Smalley just too powerful. They are breaking away from the rest of the field. Official time as they cross the line. Miracle Smalley 2.98 seconds away from Nathan Sedlak, but Sedlak looking for another renaissance. If he can't win the championship, he can at least win the race, and the $50 I go with it.
He won't mind away walking with the $50 and the trophy for sure to cap off the season, but they're about 3/10 off those guys, and the 20 of Wenk is not on Sedlak's back bumper at this point with the 40 and the 69 are. Now they're going to switch going into the corner, so how will this be negotiated? The 35 and the 20 are not pushing. They're going to get the run now. Smalley jumping up to get with Miracle on the top lane, and now we're going to see those guys going for the championship side by side up front out of 4. But you just see that the 40 and 69 so smooth with their transitions are already hooked back up and will maintain the lead here through the tri-oval.
Through the tri-oval, officially, it will be Dale Smalley back in front of this group. Nathan Sedlak's second, but he's dropping off as the 48 and 69 just too strong on the high side. The tandem working out in dividends. 9 to go as the 69 and 48 continue to do business. First and second, Sedlak. No help from his partner, the 20 of Wenk. Ben Manning, the 67, wants to help, but he can't. He does not have the muscle or the power or the dancing partner to make it happen. The 20 and 35 now doing everything they can to mitigate damage control. Smalley continues to lead on this field. 7 to go when we cross the stripe. Smalley, Miracle, continuing to dominate, and now it is Smalley's championship to lose.
He is out there on the point doing exactly what he needs to do this time by the stripe. Their lead is going to extend to about 0.4 of a second as the 20 of Wenk just cannot stay on the back bumper of Sedlak. They're closing in a little bit in the corner, but the 20 machine I just do not think is as strong as the pusher as Smalley has with the 48 of Miracle. They're going to try, though, down the back straightaway. Nonetheless, doesn't matter if Sedlak gets around him. He needs 8 spots minimum over Dale Smalley. Now they're going to switch going into turn number 3, so here comes the 35 of Sedlak on the bottom again, but again, they're not touching. The 20's not on his back bumper, and those guys on the top are going to get hooked back up first again.
Back on the front stretch with 8 to go, 7 to go when they cross the stripe. The 48 still in control of this field, the 35 and 20. Now they are touching bumper to bumper. When we hit the stripe, it is Miracle still in front of this field. Sedlak second, Dale Smalley third. And I think they're doing everything they can to position that 69 for championship number 3, and more importantly, for the win here at Talladega Super Speedway. $50 to the winner, plus the $125 to the champion. Dale Smalley, it ain't over till it's over, they say, but Dale Smalley doing everything he can. He makes sure it gets over sooner rather than later.
And keep in mind, with the laps running down almost within about a lap or two here, if a caution were to fly, that would end the race with no green-white checkers in the iRacing service. So that's another thing to keep an eye on. And this field of cars is starting to close in on our leaders, but the 48 and 69 are just so fast up there. They're going to knock another lap off the board now, working 96 as they switch, going into turn number 1, which is going to put Dale Smalley back to the point.
6 to go at this juncture. Smalley back on the point. Miracle second, and a whole litany of drivers hungry for the win behind him. Sedlak wins the second win, getting the push from the 20 of David Wenck on the high side. It's the 18 machine of Jay Anderson, brand new machine, getting the push from the 07 of Gary Bauer, looking to be a champion tonight, hoping his Auburn Tigers can win a championship as well. Ben Manning, Travis Brown on the low side. Ryan Borges, Everett laying your top 10 as the Neon Machines up to the 25, Jacob 9, and the 4 of Garrett Atwell hooked up back again on the field, but all eyes up front. Dale Smalley crosses the line. It'll be 4 to go at this juncture. 5 to go at this juncture. Smalley up front, Miracle second. Does anybody have anything to answer those two trucks?
If they stay out front, nothing. The only thing that I can see happening, what if the 48 blows an engine? He's got to keep that thing cool because this lead group is big. Even a bobble by these two, if they get separated, there's your 8 spots right there, because this lead group of cars is about 16 of them, all in a giant pack at the front of the field now, as they're going to have to switch again up front, trying to keep those engines cool. 35 of Sedlak's going to be aggressive, going down on the bottom. The switch is going to go on up top, so the 48 of Miracle in front of Smalley. So right now, Nathan Sedlak does not want to see a caution, because it's right now Smalley's championship.
Jay Anderson almost gets loose on the top side. He's going to lose a lot of position. Now the 45 machine, he's going to jump up to the crop group. Terry Cleaver in the top 10 for the first time tonight. Salicardi rocking in the top 10 as well. Back up front, lead change with 4 to go. Nathan Sedlak now in charge of this field. David Wenck second, the 48 and 69 on the high side. They are going to continue the challenge for this win. 4 laps to go at this juncture, 3.5 as they go through the super stretch on the back of Talladega Super Speedway. Nathan Sedlak in control of this race, but for how long? That's the big question, as a 48 machine of Dallas Miracle, the 69 of Dale Smalley continue to run their tandem. 2 trucks versus the world as we get ready to cross the line one more time. The 48 getting the big run on top. It should be the 48 leading lap number 98, 3 to go.
The intensity's picking up in this group. Can they hold it to the white flag? That's where they need to get. Remember, a caution would end it right now with the 48 of Miracle leading by the stripe. There goes Sedlak on the inside, but again, his drafting partner cannot stay hooked up to him the entire time. That's the 20 of Wenck, because Wenck and Sedlak have not switched in a long time. They need that rest of the inside lane to push them. Again, 48-69, 2 versus the world, we said on the top. They're going to make a switch again, going into 3.
3 wide now up top of the board. The 69 and 48 almost botched the switch. The 69 back up front. The 69 wants to win it in a bad way, but the number 35 wants to make it work for him. Nathan Sedlak back to the top of the pole. Popsicle sticks in the air when they cross the stripe. 2 to go. All they need is 1 more lap around, and the race will officially end under green flag. The 35 leads that lap, but the 69 machine going as hard as he can. He wants a dig. There's only one safe place on this track right now, and that is position number 1. To the super stretch they go.
It's Sedlak with the advantage on the inside, but the 69 of Smalley on the top with help from Dallas Miracle. Down the back straightaway, that top lane is just so strong with those two going at it. Championship leaders going at it side by side right now through 3 and 4. Right now, again, it's Smalley's championship. All eyes are on that white flag, and they're going to duke this thing out, and no more cautions will be thrown as we go into the tri-oval. Sedlak trying to make it work on the inside lane. He wants that win. Dale Smalley wants to get the championship and did it in victory lane. The white flag is out at Dega.
White flag out, one more to go. Dale Smalley in charge of this field. The Smalley Miracle both working as hard as they can. The 35 of Sedlak wants to rain on their parade. Can he do it? It's going to be a drag race on the backstretch.
They're going down the back straightaway. Dale Smalley on the top, Nathan Sedlak on the bottom, and they're looking up in front of them to lap traffic. Lap traffic getting out of the way. They're going to race it. Does Smalley wreck? Who gets the championship? We're going to find out out of 4.
Coming out of 4, it's a drag race through the tri-oval to see who wins this race. Dale Smalley just a straightaway away from winning the championship. A drag race to the front. Dale Smalley, the 35 Sedlak. Sedlak gets sideways. Sedlak sideways. He is done. Dale Smalley, your winner here at Talladega, but more importantly, your 3-time Sunday Money champion.
He's going to get the championship and end in victory lane. What a finish. Nathan Sedlak, I believe, was going to be able to get that, but he saw Smalley on the top. He was going to go up there to protect from Smalley. The only thing is, Dallas Miracle was not going to leave the back bumper of the 69, so when Sedlak moved up to try to get up next to the 69 and slow him down, 20 Machine was on the inside lane, and when Sedlak tried to come back down with nobody on his bumper, he lost speed and they ended up getting turned and hard contact with the inside wall for those two. But nonetheless, 3-time champion Dale Smalley will finish it off in victory lane, so add $50 more onto that total as well.
$175 the total bounty for the 69 of Dale Smalley, your 3-time champion in the Cora Sunday Money Series. Let's see if we can take one more look at that wild finish. The number 35 was you're watching the replay now. That 35 was leading for just a moment, and they drag raced as hard as they could. The 20 Machine not sure how to help his friend. The 35 looks like he cut off the nose of the 20. Miscommunication for the Store Motorsports drivers, and now it's going to be MPR Racing controlling the championship one more time. Dale Smalley, your 3-time champion here in Cora Sunday Money Series. Alan, you couldn't write this. You couldn't make this finish up, even if you wanted to. Alan Larson choked up with emotion. Evan, what an incredible finish. I think I'm with Alan. I just don't have any words to describe what I just saw.
And there were so many variables. I mean, with 20, maybe 30 to go, Dale Smalley was outside of the top 20. But him and the 48 were just so strong, nobody had a chance.
Nobody had a chance. There was nothing they could do. Dale Smalley ends up your winner. Dallas Miracle second. Ben Manning third. Travis Brown fourth. And Nathan Sedlak walks away with a top 5 finish. When we return, we will go straight to victory lane for the trophy presentation with your Chief Executive Officer here at Cora. James Brown will be down in victory lane with Dale Smalley for the championship trophy presentation. We'll talk to your top 3 and your runners up as well. Dale Smalley, $175 richer after winning the Barks competition karting 101 here on Talladega Super Speedway, part of the Cora Sunday Money Series. When we come back, we'll talk to your top 3. Stay tuned, race fans. Back after this. 101 laps done here at the Cora Sunday Money season finisher at Talladega Super Speedway. The Barks Competition Karting 101 officially ends the third season of the Cora Sunday Money Series. Dale Smalley, your winner and your champion, walking away with $175 for his efforts tonight. Dallas Miracle second, Ben Manning third, Travis Brown fourth, Nathan Sedlak rounds out your top five. Ryan Borges, David Wenk, Everett Lane, Salacardi, Garrett Atwell rounds out your top 10. John Mansula, Mark McFadden, Jacob Nye, James Brown, Gary Bauer round out your top 15. Gordon Berkey, Kerry Cleaver, Jay Anderson, James Wilkins, Rex Buchanan, your top 20. Joel Wood, Mark Brown, the last two drivers to finish on the lead lap. Michael Churchman, Daniel Miller, your top 25, or your top 25. TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement himself, finishes 23rd. Michael Johnson, Mike Martin Porter, Edward Smith, Carl Jones, Michael Whitlock, your top 30. Lance Mead and Alan Larson rounding out the field tonight. Evan, what an incredible race. What an incredible finish to what's been an incredible season.
And definitely, again, that's what makes Cora so unique, is these different car and track combinations. It's going to be settling down a little bit when you go on to the next season-wise. But, I mean, you got to look at this championship race, and the most popular vehicle that they use here, the trucks, at a big restrictor plate racetrack where these guys are going fast. It's where they feel comfortable. And just the storylines that develop, the way that the championship standings continue to shuffle throughout the race, and then we saw at the end with the different fuel strategy and coming down to the finish side by side and cars wrecking across the line. You couldn't have scripted it any better.
Let's go ahead and go down to Victory Lane, where our CEO of Championship Online Racing Association, James Brown, is waiting with your Season 3 champion, Mr. Three-Peat himself, Dale Smalley. James, take it away.
Well, thank you guys, and thank you LSR TV, and I'd like to award this trophy to Dale Smalley, and the trophy at Cora doesn't come easy. And Dale has once again rose above controversy and setbacks, and here he is. It's not an accident that you're on top, Dale, once again. And on behalf of Cora and the staff, congratulations.
Hey, thanks a lot, James. Appreciate what y'all do. I know I give y'all a hard time all the time. I appreciate you putting up with me, and I really enjoy what you're doing here. Y'all are doing a real good job. Got a heck of an idea going here. I'm glad to be a part of it, man. I appreciate it a lot.
10-4. Thank you very much, Dale.
Dale Smalley, your winner here at Talladega and your championship of the Sunday Money Season 3. Dale, let's start by talking about tonight. You started in the top 5. You would not be denied your championship, and you finish up at the very top of the poll. How much work went into making sure tonight was going to be the definitive night for Dale Smalley and company, finishing out the championship?
Just a heck of a race all the way around. Kind of got off a little bit with the pit stop there. Had to go to the back to make sure we had enough gas. But had the best drafting partner out there, and we just, put our nose to the grindstone and worked our way back up there. It was a heck of a good race. I appreciate everybody running me clean, and had a good time running with Nathan there at the end. That was some good racing.
Talk to us about that last pit stop you guys took. You guys came in under one of the caution flags. You got all 4 tires taken care of. You got the fuel taken care of, and you had to restart at the back of the field. Dale, when you were restarting back there, was there any question in your mind? Did you have any doubts that you would walk away with the championship tonight?
Just the normal doubts, if got caught up in somebody else's wreck or something. But I know if we, kept our nose clean, we'd be back up there at the front. We just had to make sure we had enough gas. That was the main thing. Make sure we had enough fuel to get to the end. With the extra cautions, we would have been all right without pitting, but just had to play it safe.
You played it safe, and you made it work out for you, ultimately finishing at the top of this field. Walk us through that incredible finish. You had that incredible finish out there with Nathan Sedlak. Walk us through what happened from your position, and what happened as soon as you saw him make that move all the way down to the apron.
Yeah, I'm thinking him and David might have slid bumpers or something. He was he was coming up on my door trying to crowd me real good. He did nothing wrong. I mean, that's racing. That's, me and him run a lot together. I know he's a heck of a driver. I think they slid bumpers and kind of wiped out. And me and Dallas just had a heck of a run going on the outside there. We was running real good.
Dale, it's been just an incredible season for you in 13 starts in the Sunday Money Series, 2 wins, 7 top 5s, 12 top 10s, and tonight you walk away $175 richer. You couldn't ask for a better season end than the one you had tonight.
Yeah, it works out real good. That's gonna be a little extra Christmas money there. That'll work out real good.
Little extra Christmas money for everybody involved. So now we look forward to season 4 coming up next year. As we look forward to that, are we going to start having to call you Jimmy instead of Dale?
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
Maybe the Intimidator would be a better term for you.
That's anything but Jimmy.
Tell us real quick about the truck. We saw you having shades of Ricky Bobby out there with the Cougar on the truck. 3 championships in a row. Are we going to see the Cougar back in season 4?
More likely. I ain't sure if I'm gonna run the full season or not yet, but I'm gonna run at least restrictor plates and some of the other tracks. I'm not real sure how my work schedule is gonna work out for next season, because it's going to be a long season, and if I'm going to do it, I'd like to be able to, know that I can do it all, not just kind of halfway do it, you know what I mean?
I absolutely hear you there. Dale Smalley, it is shout-out time. Take the microphone. Anything you want to offer for our audience, it's all yours.
I just appreciate y'all watching. If you ain't ever tried it, you need to try it. There's nothing like this. It gets you a good little blood pump going, get your blood pressure up there. It's a lot of fun. Meet some real good people on here. Like I said, it's had a good time here. It's a lot of fun. A lot of good guys here.
Dale Smalley makes it 3 championships in a row, and we'll be looking for championship number 4 in 2014. Dale, congratulations on the big finish tonight. I'm sure we'll see you in 2014 when we go sim racing with Cora in the Sunday Money Series.
Yep, thank you, Joe. Appreciate y'all, ETV, or LSR TV, and all you do. Appreciate it.
Dale Smalley in the 69 machine, your champion and first place finisher tonight in the Marks Competition Karting 101 at Talladega Super Speedway. Getting a little choked up myself. Evan Pasoko, take it away. You've caught up with our second place finisher, Mr. Dallas Miracle.
And Dallas, it seemed like even though you and Dale were on the top lane, which is not the preferred lane on corner entry, you guys just still made it happen. We saw you guys get separated. We saw you guys get dropped outside of the top 20. And when it's all said and done, you guys still finished 1-2. What makes you guys so good together?
Me and Dale, we're always working together at the restrictor plate tracks, and we just know what each other is going to do, and we know how each other runs. We're fairly good working together, and we got the setups to do it.
Walk us through this race. You started on pole position in your 48. Again, you were working with Dale. When you'd go away from Dale and go with somebody else, it was normally part of some sort of strategy, coming there through those last few laps, knowing where you guys were outside of the top 20 with about 30 to go, working your way through the field, knowing the circumstances, and then seeing your contender for the champion, Nathan said, let go by, and you guys get to the front of the field. Just what kind of dedication does it take, and what kind of pressure is put on you guys in a race that's 101 laps long, where you really can't just sit back and cruise, because you got to be up on the wheel to make sure you're getting everything out of that you can?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pressure. You gotta try to keep it up front and keep it clean. And when we got put back around the 20th position after we made those pit stops, it got me worried when we started having a couple of cautions in a row. I was worried if we'd have the green flag or laps to get back up there, but luckily we had that good green flag run at the end. We had enough time to get up there and get 1 and 2.
Coming down to the checkered flag, any chance you were going to try to step out on them and get that W?
No, I knew coming down to it, I was definitely going to be pushing him to the win, because it was going to be a real close finish, and if I had stepped out even for a little bit, it would have been enough for the inside lane to pass.
And definitely, well, a solid performance by you two tonight as well. And you got your buddy that championship after working good teamwork all night long at Talladega. Take a look at the 48 machine, see a couple decals on that thing, and any shout-outs and sponsors you want to thank. The mic's all yours.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the guys at NPR Racing. I'd like to thank my teammate Dale Smalley and congratulate him on his 3rd championship. I'd also like to thank the people at Cora that get this all done and put it together.
And Phil, congratulations on a solid finish in the season, wrapping it up 2nd, helping your teammate out, and good luck if we see you next season.
All right, thank you very much, Evan.
Joe?
Ben Manning in the 67 machine, finishing 3rd tonight here at Talladega Superspeedway. And Ben, what an incredible finish! I'm sure for quite a bit there, you didn't even think you were going to finish 3rd.
Yeah, this is not my most productive venue of racing, but I was trying to help my teammate out, Nathan. Congratulations to Dallas on the 3rd championship. That's a pretty tough thing to do. This is my rookie year here, with the Cora guys, and a tough bunch of guys.
Tough bunch of guys to work with, but you really found a way to make it through. The entire Storm group just finding a way to work it throughout the entire season. How great was it to be working with that entire team all season long?
Well, my team is Fast Forward Racing, but we had we went in together with Storm tonight just to kind of help each other out, cheat off each other's notes, and it paid off. I mean, we had some guys that had some trouble, but it paid off in the long run. I mean, we were really strong out here tonight.
Great run overall for your team. You finishing 3rd. Walk us through that entire finish and what you saw from your windshield.
Bumpers. I saw bumpers and smoke. It was just, you've got Dallas and Dale up there, and I mean, those guys are just, amazing at these plate tracks, and and then Nathan, had him in front of me, and David Wink, and we were just, I was just trying to help out. I had Travis Brown pushing me. I mean, that young man is a crazy talent, and so we were just, I was just saw bumpers, man. And then at the end there, I think Nathan made a move, a protective move, which is going to happen on the last lap of these races, and it just didn't work out exactly right. I'm not sure what happened, but I was just a benefactor of it. Picked up a spot or two.
Now, for your efforts tonight, you walk away with a cool $20. It's not the same as the 50, but hey, it certainly beats a day of racing and wrecking out. $20, not bad for a night of racing here at Talladega.
No, not bad at all. That's a stocking stuffer. So.
Looking forward to 2014 when we go back racing with the Sunday Money Series. Where are we going to see you at? Where are we going to see the 67 team throughout the 2014 season? I'm sure back here in some way, shape, or form.
Well, this was my rookie season with Cora, like I said, and I've learned a lot. I mean, I've just learned a lot about the racecraft. It's one thing to go out there and throw down a monster lap, but it's another thing to get through these races, and so I intend to run the full season next year, and just make a play for the championship. I was surprised I made the chase, this year, and so that was a big honor for me just to be in, the conversation with these guys. So it's neat. Next year I just plan on to step it up and maybe finish better in the points.
Ben Manning finishing 3rd tonight. Ben, before I let you go, any shout-outs you want to give? Anything you'd like to offer for our fans? It's all yours.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. Fast Forward Racing all year has been my core team. Nathan Sedlick and Galen Gidman and Ross Cato. We kind of strung together and just help each other out and build setups and of that nature. And just want to thank those guys. I mean, this whole season, I've had to lean on them. And then of course Cora. For putting on these events. I mean, it's pretty neat. And, and you guys, what you do in the booth, I mean, it really makes for a good show. So just hoping to put on some more races next year, and looking forward to a little off season.
Ben Manning looking forward to the holidays and looking forward to getting ready back with Cora in 2014. Ben, congratulations on the big finish. We will see you in 2014 with the Sunday Money Series.
Thank you, Joe.
That was Ben Manning in the 67 machine, finishing third tonight at Talladega in the Barks competition, guarding Talladega 101. Let's go ahead and go back to Evan Pisoko, who's with CEO James Brown, who's got a couple of awards to announce. Let's start with the Rookie of the Year. James, take it away.
Thank you, Joe. And our Rookie of the Year this year was based on not only performance, but how his actions on the track and how he treats his fellow drivers. And this season, Cora will award Nathan Sedlick as the Rookie of the Year.
And Nathan Sedlak in the 35 machine, Nathan, for Rookie of the Year, coming home in a championship battle, getting the top 5 sideways and in the wall across the stripe. What has this season meant to you and your team?
This has been pretty awesome. That's one of the most exciting things I've ever done, was that race right there. It was crazy, saving fuel, doing everything we could to stay up there. I had a couple teammates not here tonight and everything else, and to run up there with Dale and them and have it finish like that, there's nothing more I could ask for. And yeah, being my first year, it feels good to, run up with these guys and be excited for next year and things like that.
And definitely we're going to see you back full time next season?
Yes, sir. I've got D&K on my truck, and they're going to be looking after me next year and taking care of me, and looking forward to it, looking to get started. I don't think we got too long of a break, and we'll be right back at it.
Definitely a good deal. Walk us through those closing laps. At one point, you saw that your contender for the champion, Dale Smalley, was outside of the top 20, and then he started creeping up in that relative and got by you there at the very end. You gave it all you got, coming to the stripe, ended up sideways. Tell us what it was like battling there, knowing that the championship was on the line.
Yeah, I definitely saw him coming up in the mirror, and I knew exactly who it was. Saw Dale's truck, and I knew who it was then, and just try to stay on the low line there with them on the outside, and I figured maybe we could be at the line just before them. I knew Dale had the championship wrapped up at that moment, so I was just trying to be clean and finish it up there. But I tried to move up and take their line away, or maybe separate them, whatever I was trying to do, and by that time Wink had moved a little bit underneath me, and I should have stayed low, and didn't work out too well, but we'll take 5th and go home with it.
Definitely, you mentioned your primary sponsor, D&K Trucking. Anybody else you want to thank on the 35?
Yeah, all the guys at Fast Forward Racing, Ben Manning, Galen Gilman, Ross Cato, they've all done good with me, helped me out a whole lot. Everybody at Cora that does it, that runs everything, and all the guys and all the practice we put in all week long, just appreciate those guys too.
Definitely. Well, congratulations, and thanks for putting on a show, but more importantly, congratulations on that Rookie of the Year title. We look forward to seeing you next season.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everybody.
Now we're going to send it back over to Cora CEO James Brown for the presentation of the Sportsman Series Award.
Thank you, Evan. This would be the Sportsman of the Year award. This criteria is based on track actions, how he treats his competitors. In the heat of controversy, this gentleman always carried himself as a class act, even though some things didn't go his way. He always conducted himself as a gentleman, and I would also like to add that these 2 plaques are being brought to us by Hurley Property Maintenance, and the Sportsman of the Year this year is Jay Anderson. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, and I want to say thanks for Cora for putting on a great show and a great season. Had a great time, and I got to thank all my teammates and the people that work with me. And it was a good season. I'm happy with it. Made a lot of mistakes through the year, but I think we rebounded okay. Looking forward to next year, and we'll try it again.
Jay Anderson, driver of the number 18 machine in the Cora Sunday Money Series. Jay, you really have nothing to be ashamed about this season. 13 starts, you had 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and you were in the chase all the way at the end for the championship. Tonight, you are mathematically eligible to win the championship. That's got to be a good feeling for it's got to be a feeling to have throughout the season, knowing that despite the season maybe not going your way all the time, you had a great season nonetheless.
Yeah, I did. I'm real happy with it, and like I say, I owe a lot of it to my teammates, Gary and Michael and Dale and Dallas have been there to help us out and work with us, and it was a pleasure working with them. And I want to congratulate Dale on his third championship, a well-deserved one. And a lot of times they make my job a lot easier as a driver because they help me out in so many different ways, and they kind of tutor me on my driving skills and stuff. So they've really helped me a ton, and I owe a lot to them.
And throughout the season, throughout everything that you've been through this season, everything you learned, what do you think is the biggest lesson that you can take away from your campaign in Cora in this third season?
I think it's patience. You have to learn to have patience, and you got to learn to take the hard knocks with the good stuff too. And a lot of things happen that are beyond your control that you just have to kind of take it like a man and just accept it. You can't change it, and just learn to have patience on a racetrack with everybody, and hope everybody has patience around you.
Now let's look ahead to 2014. We've got a nice little break here going into the holidays. Going into 2014, what's next for Jay Anderson and the 18 team?
Well, at this point, I definitely need to take a break, get away from this for a while, and just let the head clear out and make my decisions later. I'm just not real sure what's going to happen yet next year, if I'm going to do any racing at all, or we'll see. Right now, it's just exploring my options, and I just want to take a break and kind of relax and get away from it.
Jay Anderson, before we let you go, we know you got a lot on your mind and a lot you want to get done tonight. Any shout-outs you want to give? Anyone you'd like to thank? Microphone's all yours.
First of all, I'd like to thank Cora for all her everything they do. I know it's a tough program for them to work, and I know they try their hardest to make things right, and you can't make everybody happy all the time, but I'm sure they do their best. And so I want to thank them for everything that they've done. It's been a real pleasure racing with them. I want to thank NPR. I want to thank my teammates, all of them, and I want to thank everybody involved for making this all come true. And I never expected this. I never heard of the sportsman deal before, so this is all new to me. But I sure do appreciate it, and I appreciate being eligible for it. So thank you.
Jay Anderson, your Sportsman of the Year, driving the number 18 machine. Jay, congratulations on the Sportsman of the Year honor, and we certainly hope to see you sim racing in 2014.
Okay, thank you.
That's Jay Anderson, your Sportsman of the Year here in Championship Online Racing Association. Before we go, let's get a quick word from James Brown and Alan Larson. Guys, it's been an incredible season. It's been a season of ups and downs. We've seen it all here in the Cora season, and I think the best is yet to come in 2014.
Oh, by all means, the best is yet to come. We've got a long season scheduled. We've got a really good group of drivers, and just looking for some few surprises along the way that we can't reveal yet. But there are going to be a few releases next season, just to make it all that much more interesting to both fans and drivers. And once again, thanks to LSR TV for the broadcasts, and I'd also like to take this time to thank the Cora staff. They are some of the hardest working guys in all of iRacing, and we couldn't do this without the staff, and as well as the drivers and the sponsors. Tonight was Barks Competition Karting, and just big things coming for next season, and I already can't wait. We're already hard work at it behind the scenes.
Now, lots of opportunities to qualify into next year's racing. For more information during the offseason, where do they go?
www.cora-racing.com.
Cora-racing.com, your home for the Championship Online Racing Association. And Alan Larson, you're not getting out of this that easy. Real quick, where are we going to see the 24 racing in 2014?
I might pick a few select events to go out there and have some fun, but my focus is pretty much on building this thing and making it what it is and building it bigger and better. So, time will tell, and we'll go from there. But you will see me in a few select events.
Hopefully with a better finish than tonight, with a better result, I should say, tonight.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, victim of circumstance tonight. Nothing I could do about it. Just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's Talladega racing. Gotta, kind of got to take the bad with the good sometimes.
James Brown, Alan Larson, your staff that makes it work week in and week out at the Championship Online Racing Association. We will look forward to seeing you guys in 2014 and throughout the sim racing world. Evan Pasoko, before we go off air tonight, your thoughts on what has been an incredible Cora season.
Definitely. Cora just stands out so much by the way they do the different track car combinations, so it keeps it fresh. It makes our job, Joe, a lot easier. When they make the races exciting, when we see all these different combinations, and in order to walk away with that championship, you really have to be well all around. And that's why what Dale Smalley's done is a hell of a job getting his third championship here. And I mean, again, throughout the night, all the different ways that those points were shuffling, all the storylines, the fuel, the wrecks, who was in them, who was coming back up to the field. You just couldn't have scripted it any better to close it off.
And it has been just an incredible season, and we cannot wait to see how it all comes together in season number 4 in 2014. On behalf of our entire broadcast team, executive producer, camera operator Laura Lawson, the executive staff, James Brown and company at the Championship Online Racing Association, my partner in crime, Evan Pasoko, I am Joe Cortez, congratulating 3-time champion Dale Smalley. We'll see you in the new year. Have a great holiday season. We'll be back in 2014 with more action from the Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series. Until then, have a safe and happy holiday. We'll see you in 2014.